That's why I be trying to start mine before.
Y'all didn't catch what I just did, but it's okay.
Sit down. When it's time to shoot.
In this damn thing, I'm gonna get the music going.
Should I do it again?
Oh, you good? No, you good.
Like,
Should I do it again? No, do I have chocolate in my teeth before y'all just be like looking at me and shit?
No, you good.
I don't know, girls will be like, girl, you got...
Yeah.
The dudes will be like, I ain't know what to say. How about
Yeah.
you got some chocolate in your teeth?
Some unreleased music?
Huh?
You said this is unreleased?
It's not released yet. I didn't officially release it, but it was on my website for a minute.
Okay. That's you?
Dang.
You're trying to sound like Pharrell and shit.
Oh.
I done got it. That's the first for real comparison I done got. I done got
You got
Anderson
Anderson
Paak.
Paak. Yeah, I can hear Anderson Paak. I can hear Pharrell for sure. I didn't even think of that.
Hopefully the audio is going to be okay. Sorry if it's not. Computer's doing some crazy things today. But we're going to keep it rolling anyway.
Okay.
Cake. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely got some Neptune Pharrell vibes on it.
You remind me of that. It remind me, like just a good energy like that, a good Anderson Paak or a good King Kunta vibe.
Yeah.
Kendrick. But not like it's your vibe, but I'm saying like these are good comparisons. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But it's still you.
Y'all can compare it to
No,
all of the greats, because as long as it sounds good.
I'm not comparing you to them.
I mean, not comparing
Like
me,
when
but
you say what it remind you of.
yeah, there you go.
Because people tell me all
Calm
the
down,
time.
relax. I ain't trying to compare you to Pharrell. Calm down.
No,
making
but
a reference.
No, it is, yeah.
When you making a reference,
It is
as long as it ain't nobody trash, I'm
yeah.
I'm
Would
all
you get
for
mad
it.
if somebody say you sound like who?
I'm like,
Man.
What's a trash?
I'm like, hold up, man. Ain't trying to say you Pharrell. Hold up.
He's
Nah,
like,
I'm
wait
just
a
right.
minute.
But
nigga.
Pharrell is definitely an influence, though. I can't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, most definitely.
Nigga,
Definitely.
everybody influenced.
We get the air horns for that one time.
Hey.
All right.
Homie KāTRÅN in the
Yeah,
building.
All right.
The homie KāTRÅN in the building. KB.
All right.
My lord.
We here. Nah, you got it.
Oh dang, I missed it.
People's favorite podcast. I am Koala Cool. Koala Pimples today. I got some little acne going on my face. I don't know what's going on. Shit been going on. Or maybe sometimes you just sleep on the side of your face too much.
Yeah,
and
you
you
just
let
wake
that
up.
side break out. I think that's what's been going on.
I'm not.
Lakeita Valon over here. DJ Mocha Loca.
What's up, y'all?
Y'all know what it is.
This man said to Koala Pimple today, y'all. What the hell?
Because he woke up with pimples.
I'm used
on
to
the
having
side.
a clear face, so when I get pimples, I'm like, oh no.
That's how I feel like when
Hell
you have
nah,
like
man.
clear skin,
Y'all
that's
done
what
nothing
happens.
done it.
I had like these two are finally going away. I feel like something bit me though, but it's like slowly going away. They got this that Witch-Hazel. I use that after I wash my face.
Witch-Hazel.
It's
What's
a
that?
toner. It's like a tone. It's a toner, and you just like as you wash your face, you
What
can
do
put
they
it on like a
normally-
little cotton ball. There's different ones though, and with this particular one, it's for clarifying, and so I use that like after I wash my face. I use that to tone it. So it's like a second step to your facial routine.
What do they
And
normally use Witch-Hazel for, though?
to like clear off, to clean and cleanse, but it's like a natural cleanser.
Okay.
Was it like a herb or something?
I
Each
don't
of them
know.
are different. I don't know why.
I'm
What
pretty
is
sure they have
Witch-Hazel?
organic. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
like
sure
it
they have
is. It is organic. Like on the thing, it says.
Oh, it says
Yeah,
organic.
yeah. It's like, it's a lot of people like vegan, like people that be like using like healthy shit. Witch-Hazel is like one of those on the list where it's like, get you some Witch-Hazel.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like a good cleanser instead of using water or like whatever. It's just a really good. And so now they have a toner. And toners are what you use after you wash your face. You use that as a second step to like really clarify and get all the dirt and stuff off that you might have missed. So like even every time I wash my face and I be feeling all clean, if I use a cotton thing and put that toner on there and I look at my face, like look at the thing and it's still dirty and I'm like, my nigga.
Man, I wish they had shit like that when I was growing up. They was using mad harsh chemicals on our faces when I was a kid. Y'all remember Proactive?
Hell yeah. I used to
Bro,
use
that shit would burn my fucking face
Really?
off. I'd be like, ah.
That's
Really?
that's damn Neutrogena.
Damn.
And who else burned? Biore.
Yeah, them
That shit
motherfuckers be
burned.
burning.
Neutrogena.
It must
had
be
the-
working. The shit burning. Like,
I've
what?
never-
No, I know Noxzema.
Oh yeah.
That
Noxzema.
shit burned.
I've never heard anybody using those products until now.
I
I've
learned
always
the
seen
Witch-Hazel from
commercials.
You
from-
usually use all the ones.
Witch-Hazel-
You use all the ones she says first, and then when none of them work, then you go buy the Proactive. Because the Proactive was
Oh.
like the when it's like real bad and nothing's working, or at least when I was a kid,
Yeah.
like coming up.
And they
Going
changed
through
Proactive
puberty
so
and shit.
many times because when it first came out, Mom was like, "I'm gonna get you this Proactive." So I had the whole little kit.
Little kit, little
Yeah.
3-step kit.
Mhm.
If you start using that shit for one day, all your shit coming back.
Yeah,
So
it literally peels
They
off
changed it.
the skin of your face and like just gives you like a new face.
Yeah.
That's why we should find more natural ways to clean our faces.
but they have
Sure.
now. Like that's what he's saying. Like back in the day, they didn't have all that. I was about to look up.
Well, we didn't have the education.
Sure.
Let's just say
what
that.
you call that? Witch-Hazel.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that shit couldn't have been good for me.
It was. That shit was dry, and I said, and then they stopped. They came back out and rebranded, right? Because they knew it was making everybody's face dry. And so one time
They
they
get
had
a
a little
new-
kiosk in the mall. You know, that's what they be selling them at.
Yeah.
So they was like, "Bro," I was like, "Man, I used to use y'all made my face dry." They was like, "But we've rebranded and we got a new thing." I
You
was
got
like,
to moisturize
nah,
it now.
man.
Now we got to
Yeah.
moisturize it, put it on your face afterwards.
They have moisturizer. That shit just ain't for. It ain't for.
I mean, you
black
put that shit
people.
on, you couldn't even be out in the sun for very long because your motherfucking face
Dry
would be
out.
so sensitive and shit. from
I'm
that
glad
shit.
I never had that experience.
Yeah, man. You ain't never had
Cocoa
acne like
butter
that?
it is.
You ain't had acne like that in puberty?
Oh yeah,
of
because
course. I mean,
Witch-Hazel-
of course, I still have like bumps and shit pop up, but I don't
Everybody
know.
get pimples, but I'm
And
talking about like
I'm gonna pop them hoes. As soon as I see it, I'm gonna do everything to pop it until all of nasty shit come out.
No.
yeah, me too. Get that shit out.
But Witch-Hazel pretty much like a skin healer too, because it uses aloe vera. So
I want to know what it is. Is it a plant?
I definitely have an aloe vera plant named Frank at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You be getting the jelly out of
My
you be getting the jelly out of Frank.
sometimes. No homo. But sometimes.
Yeah.
I actually took him out of my classroom and
Witch-Hazel,
brought him home for the
gosh.
summer.
They said that's good for your locks.
It
That
comes from a
the aloe vera,
plant.
that,
Really?
that, that
Look at
jelly,
this.
the
I ain't
aloe
never
vera
seen
jelly.
this. So this is, I guess, this is Witch-Hazel.
Okay, there you go.
I'm
It's
trying
like-
to see what it is. Like it's, I don't know.
It says like, it's pretty much herbs, like you said, herbal, botanicals, turmeric, aloe vera, like all those things that you would use. Like Witch-Hazel has those naturally. Like it has some of that stuff naturally, so it is for like healing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a lot of people, like I said, they just, it's a good cleanser. Like it's gonna kill the bacteria, it's gonna
Mhm.
cleanse. And but I also use aloe vera itself. Like
Aloe vera is
that's why I
always
just
good.
recently bought another plant because at my mom's house they have a big old aloe vera plant in the front on the porch,
Yeah.
and so I just go out there, cut one off, open it up, and I
Mhm.
use it on my face and stuff, or your hair. You can use aloe vera for anything. So Witch-Hazel is just kind of like one of those, like real quick.
Yeah,
you're trying to
when
take
I
that
first
One
wanted
of
to grow
those-
locks, I was looking up on how you like take care of your hair, and everybody's like aloe vera. So I watched like a YouTube video, and the motherfucker had the plant, and he was like cutting it open. I was like, God damn, I gotta do all of this
Damn.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Damn.
because you can't really like it's hard to find just to get some like natural aloe vera. Like
Yeah,
if you go
yeah.
to the store, it's gonna come with like a bunch of shit in it, and like I don't think I could remember being able to find just like regular aloe, like
You
just
gotta grow
pure,
them hoes.
just pure aloe vera.
Oh, it's in the produce section now.
Oh hell,
It's just one. It's just one aloe vera
leaf,
stock,
stem.
yeah,
okay.
whatever.
And then you gotta cut that
It's
whole
big
open.
as hell. Yeah, you can just. What I did was like when I wasn't taking it from the plant, from my stepdad's plant, I would just buy one from Walmart. And the good thing about those too, they're the type that if you like if you pot it, it'll start sprouting out more.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally just buy one if you wanted to and just plant it, and it'll
That's why I
start
have
growing
Frank.
more. Yeah,
That's why Frank is very useful.
Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, your aloe vera plant.
Yeah.
Oh, like Frank, like frankincense.
Yeah,
and-
he's still a baby, but he'll grow up when I pot him again.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Look at you, green thumb.
I'm trying to get on more of my plant game. Like I have a couple friends and they're huge into plants, and
Mm.
I know there's a lot of advantages to having plants, in your common areas, like as far as like your workplace area and at home, just in case you need to relieve stress. It's gonna set this kind of mood. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So they definitely have, I guess, different plants for different situations.
Yeah, I enjoy. I want like a big like garden or something. But
Eventually,
I
that's the
mainly
goal.
more like food because when I was living in Corpus, I talk about it a lot, but it's because I did it a lot, which was really cool. And it was only for like a year or so that I was really involved in that community, I guess. Because I had this friend, shout out to Tevin. Tevin pretty much works at like all the farmers markets and stuff in Corpus.
Can we talk?
Yeah, he used to say that. Tevin, like Tevin Campbell. Cool, like
no.
Tevin. Like Tevin. But yeah, he used to do all these like classes and stuff, so I would just go volunteer. And then just sign up for like all the classes and learn about hydroponics and all this stuff. So I was interested, but I was living in an apartment, so it's kind of like I could only do so much, maybe like windowsill stuff or whatever, but I couldn't just have a whole garden at an apartment, you know what I'm saying? So I always like, man, I want to take whatever I learned one day, and I really just want to grow food because you could taste the difference of when you grow yourself versus like just going, even though they be doing it fresh, but it just tastes better. Like when you could just be like, oh, they're ready to pick now, you know, and then just, I guess that experience. And then my ex, his dad was, they're Caribbean. So like in Caribbean, they say
She mentioned her ex every episode somehow.
Lord have mercy.
Somehow.
I feel like we just, if I learned something, you know, I gotta talk about how
And you gonna,
the backstory. I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? I could be like, I just learned about this, and niggas be sitting at home like, this bitch, no, she fucking learned that shit from us or something. So there go your credit. There you go.
Exactly.
But they Caribbean, so they said over there they be planting like mango trees. Like they'll have all the shit there on their land, so they don't have to go anywhere. They just pick their own shit. And so they eat like a ground provisions like that, and just all these like potatoes. It's like shit that we was eating was purple and shit. I was like, what is this? They're like, it's good for you. So like just those two combinations of like food. I like food, so I'm a big like foodie person. So when you talk to me about like certain shit, especially if it's good for you, I'm like, ooh.
You big into like cooking natural foods?
I like cooking, and I feel like I try to find. There's some things I might not bend on, or I need like a little bit of something every now and then. But I do like seasoning. I like flavor. I like presentation. Like I like food. So I've been trying to find like substitutes. Like some of my friends got me on to the cauliflower rice, spaghetti squash. Like all that. My friend Amanda got me onto that kind of stuff. And because people in Corpus, like they love to eat, but my friends are more on the healthy food. And so like the ones when I learned stuff from them, we go to each other's house and they would cook something healthy, and I'm like, well, what is this? And I go try it my way, because you know black people, we like seasoning and shit.
True
So
shit.
it's like, how can you make the healthy food still taste like it's bad for you? Because we like the shit, we like the way the taste, really is the taste, like, you know, but then you want to still feel alive afterwards.
True.
Like I don't want to be like all slumped and tired.
Got the
and shit.
itis.
Yeah. The shit we ate was not good for us today. Except for the spinach.
But it was good.
It was
But it was good.
Yeah, that's kind of the trick the universe plays on us. By making everything that's fucking feels and tastes good, like kind of bad for you, and when you have too much of it.
We're grown into that, like we're grown into that kind of environment, to where we're eating what our parents grew up on. And then like I hear this all the time. People say, oh, the food that you're eating today is not the same that your grandparents, were eating back in the day. Because a lot of our elders lived way longer eating some bad shit that was unhealthy. But I feel like our generation has came into play, and I guess if you want to call it woke, I guess we're we're educating ourselves more on what we consume and put into our bodies. So
and also have like our parents had access to bad foods, but they would like, how much were they eating?
Truth.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, like we eat as much as we want, like every day, all day.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
So they probably like eating to get full because they might not know when they're gonna eat again. Also, if you go back to black people too, we was getting the scraps. So you know what I'm saying? Everything that they was eating, cornbread, chitlins, all that, like chitlins especially, like anything that was just left over from stuff,
Man,
it was just leftover shit. And black people was like, well, this is what we gotta eat, so we gotta make it do what it do.
I wouldn't eat no scraps. I don't know much about my ancestry, but I feel like y'all gonna kill me for this. My ancestors was probably some house niggas, so they was probably inside.
They wasn't even
oh, because they were so
good.
bright, and so they were getting the whatever.
But I didn't know that mean they ate good.
I bet
In some
the
situations-
people in the house probably ate a little bit better than the
Some
people not in the
of
For
house.
them.
sure, for sure.
Then they still have to be the niggas to cook it.
Still, yeah.
The people that cooked probably ate
Yeah.
a little bit better than the people that didn't. I'm
No, I
sure.
said, I
Like, you know what I'm saying? It
feel-
probably
that's
just
what I
depends
feel
on what
on
work
that.
you did. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still like one of those things like how many house niggas, how many field niggas, like who really passing down the culture, you know what I'm saying? Because I know my family, my mama's side family light skin too. So people be like, yeah, you know, house nigga. I'm like, yeah, but when you look at black people as a whole, like there's probably more in the field than there was in the house. And so
Mhm.
they the ones that pass down the food. Like
True.
they pass down for people that grew up eating like nothing but soul food. Like in my house, my mama cooked. She didn't put like a lot of salt and stuff, so because she believed in, like, you know, keeping your cholesterol down. So she did a really good job of that. Always adding vegetables like that. But as far as experimenting and all this like spaghetti squash and all that, no, they not on that. I had to learn that from other people. I didn't
True.
learn that from no black people. I learned that from being around my white friends or being around Hispanic people that cook a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like once you find out, each culture always has its own bad food, but once you find like what works for you and then figure out what's the healthiest, I guess. But I feel like being too healthy is like, damn, well, your body not immune to the other shit.
Being too healthy.
Or like eating just
Being too healthy.
plant-
I don't know about that
well,
term.
like eating too bland, like eating too much. Like there's a lot of people who eat like just plant based and yeah, they may feel good, but then one piece of bad food, I guess
Yeah.
they can't even handle it. So I feel like you need to sprinkle little doses of like other shit in there just so your body can know how to like handle shit. Because it's like, what if you just didn't have access to that food, which is gonna starve, and if you eat something else, you're gonna get sick.
Well, you would just need time to adjust.
Or you just
Yeah.
need to form.
I just think
Oh.
yeah.
Both of y'all.
So just so we don't waste all of our time,
Well,
I think I need to stop this audio and check it because I have a feeling it's trash.
all right. Well, let's
Shouldn't be doing all of that it's
So you
doing
need
over
to stop too.
there.
let's just see what happens.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't want to just see what happens and then we go through like over an hour of content that we can't use.
So we need to stop this.
Yeah, let's
too.
just
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
take it. Who's your sponsors? Let's give it to our
All right, we
sponsors.
trying to get some.
What is it? They got a whole bunch of shit. Just get 10% off.
And we're back
Wow.
after a quick word from our sponsors.
Whoever y'all is. We got some a brief message. Oh, you say you want a shot?
Be sure to spade and neuter your pets.
Oh, what?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
There's so many damn cats around here.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
remember the two that it started with, like, and I remember them fucking and having kittens, and I was like, damn, there about to be mad cats around here.
I mean,
Yeah.
the name of the place is all in itself. Like, it'd be kind of stupid if y'all had a bunch of dogs running around.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, like, did the
I didn't pay
name come
attention to
after
the name of the
cat?
place.
Like, there was no cats
They
when
made
you
it their
first moved
territory.
here. You know?
There really
Like,
wasn't.
I wonder why they named it that. Or did they come in and like bust up some cat like home and it was like, get out of here, we finna build these homes.
Maybe so.
And then they just named it after the cats that
I
used to
think
be
there was
chilling.
like there was a road that this place was built around that was called that.
I saw a road with your last name on it.
Oh
when I
yeah.
was driving home.
Damn.
I said, I ain't never seen this street. Or maybe I have but didn't know how to say it.
Mm.
Koala's Peeps is setting trends in the community, getting streets named after them.
Mm.
I feel
Well,
like
that
it's
means
so
I got some
rare.
family members that used to be fucking
They did something
Used
in
to
the
be
area.
fucking-
do
Oh.
something. They did
I
something.
thought they used to be fucking what they used to be doing.
It normally be like old racist ass white people to be got all the street names,
As long as it ain't around Bissonnette, I think you should be fine.
and then they get a and then they.
See? See, he know about it too.
Everybody know about Bissonnette.
I told him about this one time. He was like, you know so much about Bissonnette. Then there was something else I knew about it. He was like, why do you know about this? And I'm like, I saw it one time. I thought,
She said I saw it.
yeah, like my friend was like, watch when you come around this corner. I was like, you lying. So we came around the corner, they was out that bitch deep.
Shout out to everybody doing what they got to do to get what they got to
Shout
get.
out to Bissonnette. All the Bissonnette bitches. That's going to be a new one.
Damn.
Bissonnette
I didn't
bitches.
call y'all that, but okay.
Yeah, that just came
did.
from the. Just as long as your family street name isn't over around that area.
But yeah, normally it'd be old ass white people that slave owners, or if it's in a bad part of the neighborhood, they gonna name it after Martin Luther King or something like that.
Yeah, my granny
true.
used to live-
Like
my
what?
granny used to live on MLK in Alabama. They got Martin Luther King everywhere in the South.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you already know what part of town you are in if you're on a Martin Luther King Boulevard. It don't matter what city it is. If you're on Martin Luther King Boulevard, you should be like, oh shit.
Click.
Okay.
Click. You already know where you at, player.
True.
It's kind of weird how all cities be kind of like the same. Like as far as like their like infrastructure and like the names of everything and like where everything is and how everything's set up.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Benjamin Franklin made most of that shit. He invented the modern city.
Yeah. You gotta have streets.
I wonder that what made them think of like the fact that emancipation out here literally is like nothing but black-owned businesses, and I'm like, that's crazy. It didn't hit me until we had to keep going over there for like Juneteenth and stuff, and I was like, emancipation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just black everything over there.
Shit, who knows that? I don't even know the history of it like that, but it probably might have been at one point like the only area black people could probably even have a business at or some type
True
shit.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause we were like Texas was the last state to find out that they were free, so I guess that might have some significance.
What could have happened on emancipation? They was like, nigga, what? nigga, you ain't know we free? What?
Or it reached Galveston or some shit like that. Yeah. Cool
Yeah,
Black
Galveston,
History
right?
fact.
Yeah, happened in Galveston. Hell yeah.
Or American History fact.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a good little Juneteenth though. We celebrated again on 4th of July over the weekend.
I did too. The places that I went to, I wasn't expecting to get as much traffic, but it turned out like I DJ'd the Gumbo Jam on Sundays for now. I don't know what's gonna happen when it gets crazy again, but it was a lot more people in there than I expected yesterday. We had a good time. Everybody showed up and had a good time.
I don't know what to do now because I feel like they canceled, 4th of July last year. They canceled, like the culture itself canceled it. And so like now I'm just like, well,
everybody's still gonna take their day off.
Yeah, we did not cancel the vacation.
Yeah.
We canceled
no.
we canceled the motherfucking like the meaning of
that's
the
what I'm
vacation.
saying. That's why I was like, I don't
But I think this year we were a little more lenient since they decided to make Juneteenth like a
True.
like a nat. So I think we was like, all right,
we didn't
maybe we could.
Yeah, because I still like all the people on Juneteenth. We was texting each other Happy Juneteenth.
Mhm.
I was texting people like, hey, y'all. I said, hey, stay black. I said something like,
Hold on,
stay black.
Let me check Juneteenth. I don't think I got that message. Let me check.
He told let
I
me
don't think I
check.
got that message.
You don't need nothing. You was right with me.
Oh, I didn't get that message.
You don't need that.
What?
Don't let this man fool y'all.
No, I'm definitely the guy that nobody sends any kind of like holiday messages to.
Hey, don't feel left out.
No, I don't send them because that's why I don't get them.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really
yeah,
participate
I did.
in like
I think I
holiday
did. I don't know. You got it.
holiday type stuff.
You got it.
Only one of my friends already said Happy 4th, and I was like, she hasn't caught on.
Yeah.
Because like nobody sent me Happy 4th of July.
Yeah,
They
nobody
know.
sent. Yeah, nobody
Like,
sent
they
me
already
that.
know. Most of my friends on my phone now, I mean, they definitely should know.
I only got it from Snapchat.
Ha! Snapchat. Can we filter out the black people, please?
I'll know we really conscious when we start canceling other holidays, but until we do that, y'all ain't about to start just have me canceling just anything.
I feel like that happened last year due to the simple fact we was in a pandemic, and then George Floyd and Breonna Taylor happened, and like that whole little from the latest parts of May up into the early parts of July, it was just like the United States is under attack right now.
Seriously.
Type shit. So, and then
Oh yeah, the riot, the Capitol storm. That shit was like that was a year ago, right?
That happened in
That was
January. Yeah.
No, that happened in January.
And that January 6th.
That's the first thing that happened this year. We talked about it on the podcast.
Damn.
Yep.
It was that. Then the next month, February is Black History Month.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then there was
yeah.
like some other shit happened. Like each month something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they was doing then they started doing the COVID shot around like what February, March, something like that. Like it was like shit just kept happening every month. It was like, damn, we thought that last year was crazy. Then as soon as we got into this year, like it was something every single month. I had listed them off on one of the podcasts, but since now that the months have passed, I keep forgetting. But there was like literally something every single
Y'all want
month.
to hear a conspiracy
Go ahead. I'm into it.
about the vaccine?
Huh?
About the vaccine?
What about
You
it?
been vaccinated? You good?
No.
You good?
I don't think I ever do it unless I have to. Like if it costs me to go travel or something,
Yeah.
that may be the only time, but I don't think I'm ever get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Like Chris Rock made a good point about us not wanting to put it into our bodies, but he's like, what about all the other shit y'all put into y'all bodies that y'all don't know about? Like we don't know about what's in Fruit Loops or we don't know what's up in this laundry detergent that we put on our backs. And,
I will take my chance with that.
yeah, exactly.
Fine.
Exactly. That and the
So
difference
far.
is
Yeah,
the
they
difference
ain't forcing you to eat Fruit Loops.
exactly.
You feel me? Like, yeah.
If you don't eat food, you're not going to Venezuela.
So the conspiracy is that
Go ahead.
the vaccine that the common person is getting is different than the actual vaccine. That we're getting like the leftover vaccine.
See, fuck that. I ain't.
We're getting the chitlins of shots.
We're getting like the generic like cheap shit to make, not the actual.
Yeah.
The chitlins.
There's some
The
that a
chitlins
celebrity could pay.
of
Some that a
medicine.
celebrity could pay for.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, we're getting the chitlins, y'all. Damn. They're giving us the chitlins.
Yeah,
Giving
yeah.
y'all the chitlins.
That's crazy. I've always noticed the difference, like in like with my health insurance, like depending on the type of health insurance, the type of service I got, and the type of like things that were available
Damn, that's
to
crazy.
me. As far as like health, like you go to the doctor and you got good health insurance. Oh shit, we got all this shit for you, but
Oh,
you
man.
don't got good insurance. Oh man, we could do this for you, and then we need to get on up. You know what I'm saying? Try this.
We got
You
a
know what I'm saying?
line.
Try this and get up out of
We
here.
got a line, baby. I need you to come on
That's
now.
why you
I
gotta
know
go.
your arm falling off, but here, put some ice on it. We got somebody. We got to get right around the corner who a leg falling off.
That's why you got Canada. A lot of people want to move to Canada because of their free health care.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I feel like it should be that way to a certain extent.
What they don't tell you though in Canada is that you on a fucking long ass waiting list to get anything done.
Because everybody got free health.
Because everybody got free health care.
My arm hurt. Oh, baby, you're going to have to come in next month.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the best way to do healthcare, but surely there's a better way than just motherfuckers doing it for as much money as they can make.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah.
real.
That don't seem right.
Y'all was talking about a lot of things before this. Y'all don't remember none of them?
Oh, we were going to ask you about your name, first of all. Your name's KāTRÅN, and you got some little accents over the name, and you said you did your research.
I did do my research.
Okay.
So
What did you find in your studies?
Nah.
all right, so like I mean, growing up, I always had to correct people on the correct way to say my name. Like most of my classmates up until today, they still call me KāTRÅN or
Yeah, I was about to say KāTRÅN.
or if I'm just meeting somebody, they'll be like KāTRÅN. I'm just like, where you getting that from? And then on the extreme, you have motherfuckers be like KāTRÅN. Because you know how you spell Patron?
That is kind of live, though. I'm not going to hold you. That is kind of live.
It's kind of live.
I
Okay.
don't know. KāTRÅN.
You should go talk to Tequila and them, and then get your own brand of.
I should at this point.
KāTRÅN.
I should have some because Patron wasn't even invented when I was born. Like it came after my born date or my birthday. I say my born date, but yeah, back to my name. Yeah, I got tired of people, mispronounce or having to correct people, and I did my research, my asterisks. Yeah, those the asterisks.
No. Try it again.
My asterisks. Did I make it? I guess. All right, the asterisk over my A and the O. So you pronounce my name with a long A, short O. So like you would say matron or patron, you could say KāTRÅN. And that's what the asterisk or the asterisk they stress.
Orange juice the most, and the other one is pineapple peach.
That's what they stress on my name. So, and I did research on what my name means, and it means a lot of good things. Like I can't go into detail, but just look up KāTRÅN and some shit's gonna pop up.
Oh, I thought you.
KāTRÅN
I thought that you meant that it meant a lot of good things.
It does. It does mean a lot of good things.
Like no, you mean like that's what it actually means is a lot of good things.
Nah, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Not literally.
When was you born?
93.
Yeah, KāTRÅN was out.
Oh, fun fact. Here we go.
It was out. It
was already out.
1989.
Okay, well.
That's like fresh
good,
though.
A good,
it's fresh,
good fact check.
But it's fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
So nobody knew about it. Yeah, 93. So it's 4 years.
Yeah, I was like, it was still a little fresh. 1989. Yeah. Damn.
Might not even been in America yet.
That's crazy.
You know
yeah, might not even been.
Probably still in Mexico at that point.
All right, come on, research.
Man, when I used to have my house with my friends and Katie, we used to get a bottle of Patron every day.
Why?
To drink.
And y'all would finish a whole bottle
easily.
How many shots? Like, how big was the bottle? Let's
we would get the
there.
biggest bottle of Patron you could get every day.
Y'all were some troopers.
When I say it was the party house, like I mean, like it was every day was a party.
Yeah, I feel like it's saying that it came to. So, like, yeah, 89, and then they were saying Las Vegas is one of the first people to really get it. But even in 1993, Clint Eastwood gave Patron a free 1-minute product placement in a movie.
Free?
Nice.
Uh-huh. They really money. Now, how many bottles of Patron, or how long was he sponsored off of Patron for that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, you don't have to do that research. It's just to...
wasn't planning on it. I was like, yeah, I'm already doing enough.
So you got.
Damn, that's crazy.
So you got the dash over the A. And that mostly makes the A sound. That mostly makes the A.
Yeah,
sound.
That's the long A, and then the little U looking symbol is short O. So instead of
makes the O say
KāTRÅN.
Like I'm saying right? That's what it does.
I guess if you want to say that.
It was like, It's making. I was like,
nah.
We need to replenish the. See, that's why I was like, we probably gonna have to put like.
Let them sit over there and just burn up for
I did.
Yeah, no.
I forgot that it was.
That boy wearing Irish on there. Yeah, no, eh?
I forgot when we y'all took it to the sponsors, to do a little commercial break.
Yeah.
To get grab the codes
man.
To make it look flawless.
We are, man. If y'all some people who like, man, we love Now You Got It, dog, and you want to sponsor us with some free shit, do it.
Speaking of sponsoring, well,
we love hoodies, we love merch, we love money. We love money.
That's funny you say that.
What you thinking?
What I'm thinking. All right. Huh? I don't exactly have money, but hold on, wait. I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all thought the chicken was a surprise, but you already knew about the chicken. That was supposed to be a surprise last time.
Wait, the chicken wasn't the surprise?
No.
Oh, yeah. We was right on cue with that. This is great.
Goddamn. Okay. So I've been waiting. I don't know how far we made into the show, but yeah, we on the good.
Yeah, whatever.
Man, we ain't almost probably
great
2 hours. You done been here for a while. So
great segue. Yeah, I done been here for a little minute, but here we go.
Oh yeah, because we didn't even talk about the wonderful brunch that we had before the show. Before we started recording.
What is this? Wait, it's a real surprise.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Before we started recording, we just had he brought over some chicken. Shout out to Raising Cane's. That shit was pretty good. Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah. I was just cracking up.
Yeah, shout out to Raising. That shit was pretty good. The kid had the waffles. We had some chicken and waffles. Had some eggs. Nice little brunch. Bougie shit.
Yeah, and now y'all see the mimosas.
I need to hookah.
Peach and pineapple juice with orange juice.
It ain't a black party if you ain't got the hookah in the middle of whatever the fuck you're doing.
Turkey leg. Turkey leg, them.
She said turkey leg.
That's a good segue. What's the surprise?
Oh, okay. Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
surprises.
wish I had a drum roll.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't have that sound. I don't have that sound.
Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Whoa.
Go ahead and open it up. All right. So
What?
it's funny that y'all was talking about merch. So I got my mom. She owns a t-shirt company. Well, she does embroidery and a lot
I heard
of
about
other
it.
things.
I was gonna get her.
And yeah, I got her to make these shirts for y'all. Uplift 365. Yeah, that's her.
Hey.
Come on.
And they got y'all names on it.
That's so nice.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much. Oh,
shit.
round of applause. Hey.
Oh.
You got the diamond.
Oh, my God.
I hope y'all like it.
Man, thank you so much, man.
I hope y'all like them. I hope y'all can fit them.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe
All right. But yeah,
Large. Hell yeah. Thank
look
you, bro.
at this.
y'all welcome, man.
Mom say thank you so
Y'all
much.
doing some great
That's that
things.
good vinyl too. Ooh.
Yeah, these are fresh. Like she literally,
Smell it.
I let her.
Smell the fresh vinyl.
I let her know about this a couple weeks ago, and she just did them today. So I was like, "Mom, we need the shirts."
Clutch.
So she came through.
What's
Yeah.
up?
So yeah, that's y'all. That's some merch. If y'all need some
Oh, my
merch.
gosh.
Definitely need some
Yeah, we've been. So I heard Drip Master Wu, as y'all call Angie that.
Oh yeah.
She told me about this when I was trying to get merch for the tour, but I knew it was kind of like short notice, so I just went ahead and like did what I had to do. But she told me about your mom, so I was like,
Mhm.
okay. But I feel like now I'm in more contact with you than I was when I first
True.
asked
True.
her about it. So definitely now, hell yeah.
Nah.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
Yes. Now this is what I'm talking about.
You got everything right too. Everything, even that.
I just added the podcast at the bottom, but
Yeah.
Oh, well, you did it
That's
right
what you
too,
need.
because she always be liking to put it in caps too. So that's perfect.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I be doing
Cool.
on the YouTube.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad y'all like
Yeah,
them.
we're gonna have to wear these hoes. Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to use the plastic to put it back.
Oh, I bought this shit
I was like, wait, I don't want to get it dirty with mimosa and hookah shit.
Yeah, you
Thank
can.
you.
But now y'all got some merch, and y'all.
Hell yeah.
Baby. This is cool.
Oh, it's
You
Yeah.
wanna
definitely.
Put yours back in there.
Sure.
We could just, I'll just put it like this right here. Well, it ain't gonna be seen.
Yeah, so if y'all out there, y'all need some merch.
Was that burning a hole in your bag? He's like,
It was.
I can't wait to show.
But I was just like, we done had
Yeah.
so like we done been chilling for a minute, so I kind of
I gotta tell him.
yeah
I feel like you just smiling so hard, like ready to tell her. I didn't even know.
yeah y'all didn't know.
Thank
So that's the
you.
surprise. Y'all thought the chicken was
Oh,
a surprise. That's the surprise.
Y'all got it for real.
Yeah, y'all got
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Setting the bar high
I mean,
for the guests.
like, so yeah.
Man, I'm just appreciative of y'all allowing me to come here and chop it up. This is like my first time being on a podcast and
This is crazy.
or being on camera. I ain't gonna say being on camera, but I don't get on camera on that much and talk. So yeah, I just appreciate y'all come through, let me spread my light in.
And that's what it's kind of like. I feel like that's a good use of the platform because I also am somebody that don't like to get in front of the camera a lot, and so people don't get to hear me like speak very often. So
Yeah.
it's a good platform for those
True.
of us that don't, especially us producers and
Yeah,
people that work
we behind the scenes.
behind the scenes a lot.
Well, yeah,
Got a lot to say though.
a lot. Sometimes, yeah, we've been talking for a good little minute now. I've been here for a couple hours.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, the other question you had asked me that made you stop asking me was about producing. You started asking me about like what angle I use or something.
Oh yeah, so like when you first get to a record, like just producers right here, and songwriters, like what's one of the first things that you create? Do you look for creating your melody first? Do you already have a drum pattern in mind that you start with? Like, what's your process of just starting production?
Recently it's been just waiting until I heard certain like melodies like on the radio or when I'm out DJing.
Mhm.
Like I just be listening. I don't be listening for it, but like when a certain some certain type of melody will catch me, and I'll be like, ooh, I need that.
Yeah.
So I'll just be trying to I'll try to recreate it, and in the process of recreating that, then like a beat kind of like ends up coming out of it. But it's usually like the melody.
Dope. What about you, Lakeita?
For me, it's more because I guess because we play the keys, so it's like I feel like I just go in there and start out kind of jamming first, and because like if I start jamming naturally, a tune or like some type of melody where I'm singing will just come to my head, and then eventually words will form. So then I kind of, when I make beats, if it's for me, if it's a beat for me, and I don't even say I'm making it for people, but I'm saying like if I'm going, Lakeita, you just need to make a new song or whatever, I'm making a beat because I'm sitting there like brainstorming all together. So it's literally just like I'm vibing, and then whatever comes
Whatever
to my
happens,
head.
happens.
But it probably starts off with me just jamming on the keys first, jamming and singing or humming, finding like a cadence or whatever. And even if I don't have like real words, like something always comes to me anyway. And then I'm like, all right, well, what should I lay down? Or if I feel like it's lame or whatever, I'm like, nah, not that. Then I just kind of go from there.
Just
first.
go back and correct.
Yeah, because I guess being in a band, I hear like how the song should be playing, but I might not know how to translate it all the time to a beat. But I be knowing, like I be hearing the bass line in my head because I'm used to like directing my band too. Being able to, like I literally will hear all this music in my head. Like I hear the bass line, I hear the drums, I hear all of how it should sound. But like translating it sometimes it's not the same.
Yeah.
So I always be telling him, like, if I had a band, or my band was here, or if I just had like, a group of people that I could just always call on to be like, hey, y'all, just do this. Like, I would have some fire ass shit because I be hearing it in my head.
Do you think it's like is it a music theory thing? Like, you got to tell them notes and.
No, since I can sing, I can just hum it. You know,
true.
We know theory, like we know, but I feel like since I've been out of college, I don't really use the terms that much anymore, which I probably should have stayed using them. But once I got out of college, I wasn't just surrounded by only musicians. So it's kind of like if you're not speaking that language every day to people, if you're creating by yourself, you don't have to talk to yourself and be like, okay, right here, retardando. Like, I'm not going to tell myself that. I'm just going to do something. And then later, eventually, I just started losing the vocabulary a little bit. True. I'm not going to lie. So
it's like one of the things where you learning the language, you got to use it every day.
Yeah, just like Spanish. Just like
you
Spanish.
Gotta,
like literally.
I got you.
Yeah.
Is it really though? But I feel like music theory is probably best for communicate. It's probably more of a communication tool than it is like an actual thing to help people like create. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, because most of the stuff is like just so I can be able to tell you what I just did, and then you know these exact terms, so
translate
now you know what I just did.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like creating, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, once you're creating by yourself for so long, because I feel like y'all, like you record, you work with more people when it comes to like producing. Like, you work with, like, you have people coming and recording on your beats and stuff. Yeah. So it's like you have to almost like come up with some type of terms to talk to people.
I promise they ain't music theory terms.
What you hear now? Humming.
Run that back. Hey,
no, not like that. Not quite like that.
Not like that. Jesus.
Crescendo, huh? Get louder.
Gradually.
Literally.
Yeah, so I feel like that's probably what about you?
I mean, just it's sort of the same way. Like, I feel like what you do, as far as jamming though, before you start actually creating, I feel like that's a good tool that you could possibly use, that I could possibly use. But really, when it comes to me, I just, whatever I hear, I try to lay it down. So I might start with a melody, I might start with a bass line, I might start with the drums. It's just me matching those things, just matching things up and then adding on to it and just making it something. I like, literally, sometimes I start beats and I don't know what's gonna come out of it. Sometimes you're gonna get some good shit. Other times you're gonna get trash. But that's what experimenting is all about.
I'd be expecting to make trash and then be like happy when it like turned out to something like good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, I mean, then some of the times it's just that you need to take a break. Like, if you create something trash, just take a break from it and then like listen to it and be like, either I can add something or this shit is finished. Because like for me, I have a hard time knowing when something is finished. Because I sometimes I just keep adding on shit, and then I say it's finished, but then I go back and listen to it, see I need to take some stuff out, make it less clashy, especially if I'm trying to give it to an artist to record on top of all of
that. Especially if giving it to artists, like it's like less is more when you really try to make a beat for an artist because we can. For me, I like to just even as on the artist side, I like to use my voice as fillers or whatever. So even when I make beats for myself, I add enough in there to create a mood, but it's enough on there for like interpretation. So like a rapper could hop on that whole, a singer could come on there, like just anything, because I feel like if I put too much beat, then you're not listening to like what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, it's just like with that kind of stuff, it's like you just never know what you're gonna get, because you listen to some of these beats today, all they have is an 808 and a snare and a hi-hat in it, and somebody just put some lyrics over it, and it's one of the hottest records in the streets. Yeah, so it's just like it's all about just finding that niche, niche.
While we were talking about music theory, this was gonna be my objection to anybody that talks about how important music theory is. Because anything I've ever learned about music theory, it never accounts for like feeling, like
truth.
It never accounts for context. It never accounts for what happens when you play these chords on this type of instrument. Oh, my bad. As opposed to playing it on this type of instrument. You know what I'm saying? It's just like very like mathematical and just like very like rules. It's just like rules. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, nah, that's not even how music like really work. But I guess if I was like trying to break it down like in some type of like unbreakable rule type shit, like I guess like that's how you would do it. But
I guess it's just like with theory, I don't think it helps with creating. Like you said, I don't think it helps with like creating or feeling either. I think it's just more like, damn, how can we generally like just give you the tools you need to like basic understand it? But when you play instruments, music theory comes in handy because of that, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like I stopped, if I would have kept practicing my music theory more like inversions and stuff like that, even playing the keys, I feel like I'd be better, faster. Like, you know how y'all can just hop up there and play out the jazz chords and just be like going in because y'all know like y'all's inversions like on the top of y'all's head. And like me, I feel like I'm always either just playing the root as the root. Like I don't really invert too much unless I try to experiment and I force myself to invert. But like if you already have a good foundation of your theory, it helps when you're playing instruments, and then you don't get taught feeling. Like your feeling, comes from
That's
you.
organic.
Yeah, it comes from like how it makes you feel. That's how you end up creating your own style or filling out what style you gravitate to the most or whatever. And that's how you define like you. But it's almost like they can only give you the basic like fundamentals on. All right, well at least if you know this, like reading music, like as long as you know how to read music, as long as you know how to do this, you should be all right. But what you do with this information is on you.
Yeah, I can't tell, like when I'm teaching my students, like even when they're singing, some of them they'll get in front of the camera and act. Go ahead. They'll get in front of the camera and they'll act like
shy.
They'll get shy, and I'm just like, you got to make people feel your performance. Yes. Like that's something I can't teach you that.
Yeah.
So like bringing it back to music theory, that's the same thing when it comes to these instruments. Like y'all say, it can tell you it's teaching. Like I see it as a roadmap to you trying to learn how to do something, or you trying to learn how to create some music, and you figure it out. Like it's going to help you figure it out. Like. It's gonna, and the longer that you do it, the more and more that you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. Because with me, like I taught myself how to play piano. Like it was a challenge in itself, but over time, like I got better at it. Like I'm still not as good as I want to be, but like I've seen my improvements over time. Like I probably only took like 4 piano lessons. Like that's something that I didn't have the luxury of getting invested. Like that wasn't something that my mom invested into when I was growing up. Yeah. I mean, she bought me my first keyboard when she seen I was doodling around on the piano at the church house. So like
that's funny. That's what my mom did too. Like they don't know what to do, so it's like, let me just get you this keyboard. They can go ahead and do what you gonna do.
That was one of the best things she could have done. That was and just from her being able to afford something, like that's the best thing she could have done. So like I'm very appreciative of that, because I wouldn't be where I am today, if it wasn't for that little Casio that she got me. So and it just improve on it every year. Every year get better.
But that's probably best though, because I had the same experience. My mom saw me fooling around on pianos, and so she finally bought me a keyboard. But then my mom screwed up because I wanted to just hear shit and then try to like mimic it and play
Yeah.
it. She wanted to go get me lessons, so she had motherfucker come over, and I was like, man, I'm not. This is like homework.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. Like, you
It
know, and
is.
it threw me off.
said,
It threw me off of the keyboard.
"Man."
Like at that point, like because it seemed like not
School.
fun anymore. Like, yeah,
But
some
yeah,
like school
that-
or some shit.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And then when you add the music theory to what you have been teaching yourself, it's like your work gets better. Because at one point in time, I was just playing the piano. I didn't know how to change keys. I didn't know how to do inversions. Like that shit was like, what the hell is that? Like, what is a 1-4-6 chord?
Yes, like seriously.
Or what is a 1-4-5 progression? Like what is that? And that's just. You just have to learn that stuff, and it makes it easier for you. Like you say, when you get on stage and you performing with other musicians, like y'all get together. As long as everybody has a number system or the notes, like you can scream out the notes, then everybody should be good. Like so, everybody has a different method at that, but it all comes back to music theory.
And I think too, like even just being in choir, when you would sight read, because when you're instruments, you sight read too.
Sight read.
But in choir, we had to sing our shit, like sing the dough.
That was hard.
I
Sight reading and singing is hard.
I love that shit. It's like one of my favorite. Sight reading playing for me is really hard to like grasp it at the same time. Like, some people could get a sheet music and be. Now when I was in college, I could get a piece of sheet music, piano sheet music, and get to going. But like. I stopped doing that shit once I got out.
So it was
like,
easy. So you have
singing.
you have more control over your voice to where like you know the notes that are coming out of your mouth. I get to see. That's why I couldn't. That's why I can't sight read sing. It's just like, damn, I don't know what fucking note I'm singing right now. Like,
because it was so cool. Because they would like teach you like they would teach you
yeah.
like what key you're in,
For
and
sure,
so then
for
they'll
sure.
say like you're a key. So what's your do? And then you like, oh, if you're in the key of this, then E flat is your do. So every time you would see E flat, you know that's do. So if you're not singing do, you know you off. So then even if you say like a 1-4-5, like if it was like do re mi fa, wait, do re mi fa sol la ti do, so like do fa so do, like like a 5-4, like that's how you learn it, because you're like, what's 4, what's 5, what's all that, but it's really like the fa.
I feel like
do
that's
fa so is a 1-4-5. You know what I'm saying? Because like that shit blew my mind.
I feel like that's the best way to learn too, like to learn like perfect pitch. So you would probably have an advantage at perfect pitch because you were able to use your voice to figure out what fucking note we're on. With me right now, I don't have that, so I have to listen to the sound and then
tap it out.
look for it on the piano.
Yeah, good singers they're gonna have perfect pitch. Y'all just that's why y'all can. Well,
Why
that's why.
not come out.
That's a
No,
gift
well,
in
that's
itself.
what makes you a good singer. It's like that's what makes somebody be able to sing and not be able to sing. Is like your ability to be able to detect
to determine
to detect
the
like what fucking notes you singing.
yeah. It's sometimes it'd be funny because like you might not know what notes you singing, but for me, I don't know. I wouldn't even say like perfect pitch, but I guess I would say for me, if it is perfect pitch, what happens, I just remember how something's supposed to sound, and if it don't feel right, I don't like it.
Right.
So like just say like I'll just say like one of his beats or something, like I'll have it in my head. And then if it's out of the pitch, or even when you're DJing, you could change the pitch or shit. I'll be like, this ain't the right pitch, and then I'll hear the DJ like switch it to the right pitch, and I'm like, okay, I know I wasn't tripping. Like once it's embedded, like that's how my brain works. Like once it's kind of embedded, especially if it's something that is musical or something's crazy that just make you remember it. It's really hard for me to like get it out, like get away from that. So even if I hear a song and I know it's not in the right key, I'll be like, that's not the right key. And everybody be trying to argue, my band trying to argue me down. No, I'm like, that's not the right key, because I know how I feel when I'm singing it. I know what mood it puts me in too. And if I'm not getting that same feeling, something it don't have to be the same satisfaction, but it has to put me in that same world.
Something similar.
In order for me to even perform it. Because I'm very much like a feeling person. So if you mess up a song, like there's been times I've been performing with bands that fuck up my shit, but I have to perform it, so I can't just like be like, hold up, y'all, they over here fucking up. I just got to keep going. But in my brain, like I can't.
Wait till you start producing for other people,
Feel
and then you get to go hear other people's renditions of your beats. Then you don't get no say.
Yeah,
Renditions,
I
what do you
mean
mean?
that's
So, like, the
something
same
that we
way,
definitely
like-
should talk about.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
that is. 'Cause
Definitely.
I performed when,
Because nobody ever. I only brought that up because people do it to my beats all the time, but I've never been asked what I thought of their rendition. Nobody ever like cares to like ask me
I guess
Like,
because like most
that's-
of the time when they are performing your beats, it's not like for you, it's for whoever's singing on them. You know, so that kind of
Truth.
sucks.
Well, yeah, but
like you know, like
lo-
how y'all said, like y'all are in the back. Like to us, we appreciate each other because we're like, yeah, it's the producers that's making the shit.
I guess,
pop.
but then but in the end, when y'all say produced by me, and then you just did something I didn't produce, but then y'all, it's like, okay, well, what did I produce? Because y'all just did like a totally different rendition of something of mine, and then said I produced it. So now all these people think, well, what they just heard, I made, and I didn't make that.
That's what I'm saying. That's up to that be the bands. Like, cause the artist, and if you're not a producer, like how we all sitting right here, we all produce and we all do different things too. So like, out of respect, if it was me, I would come to you and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because that's in my brain. I know how I would want somebody to handle my stuff. But artists don't think like, not saying no artists do, but artists don't think like that. And then when the artist is the person that they're communicating with to get the thing from, they're not going to come back and ask you because in their brain, they're like, oh, well, here it is, so I'm just going to learn it. But then they don't be learning it exactly how it's supposed to go. Some bands will learn it exactly how it's supposed to go. I prefer those type of bands over like somebody trying to make their own unless they consulted with me. So like, well, my shit, I produced it and I wrote it. So then when I hear somebody playing my shit, I don't like it. They didn't ask me either. They be acting like they learned the shit. When I say learn, I want you to learn how I made the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
me
like
too.
they don't. It's different when it's coming from an artist who made their beats and they're the ones who gave it to them. Most of the time, the people that's playing this shit, that's on them, and possibly the artist should also say, hey, you might want to communicate with the producer too. But if I'm just a keyboard player and you send me something, I'm just gonna learn what you sent me. But if you say if that artist, they need to make the importance of telling the people to reach out to the producer.
I think so, but I think you might have contradicted yourself just a slight bit.
How
so say I made the beat for you, and it made you feel a type of way.
Yeah.
And now you go to perform it somewhere, and the band is not playing it the same way. Are you going to be the one to say something to the band because if they're changing it, then it's probably not going to give you that feeling that the beat is giving you, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when you got to think about when somebody's performing, they're rehearsing and stuff too. So if the producer is not there as a part of the whole thing as an instrumental, it is my job to say, hell no, that shit ain't right. So I can't speak for everybody else, but when I'm performing anything, I know how something makes me feel. Now, obviously, when you're in a band, you're going to make it sound like more like live, I guess. So I don't have a problem with those type of renditions. But when they like completely change it to where it don't even sound like nothing a part of the song, I'm like,
the fact that you're even talking about rehearsal is like beyond what I'm speaking on, because most of the time when people do this, it'd be like, all right, and this is just speaks to the arrogance of musicians that think they can just hear something one time and then they think whatever they do is like
that's what you did.
That's what you did. No, man, like all right.
And those are the type that I'm talking about. Those are the bands that I've had.
Put the phone up to the air. All right, I got it.
For me,
just play something.
Yeah, I was
3 chords.
For me,
Okay.
For me, I'm not contradicting myself because I know that's happened to me plenty of times.
Well, then maybe not. Maybe I just got confused in what you were saying.
Is that, you know, like you're gonna make it sound live. You're gonna put your own like flavor, but it should still sound the same. It sucks. Like I've been on stage where they literally played my songs. Like
Pink
Starburst, Soul of My Mind. I perform these songs at events that we've all done together with bands that literally just didn't practice shit, or maybe they did in front of you, but then they don't take the time outside of it to go home and really listen to it. So then, like you said, that's when you get the problem of you show up and they're like, yeah, I got it, whatever. And then you see them with their headphones in there trying to tap the shit out while you're on stage. That pisses me off. And 9 times out of 10, they're always going to fuck up. Now, I'm a performer. So at the end of the day, the show must go on. But I have stopped people if it's so bad that I don't even know when the fuck to come in.
Yeah.
Sometimes like literally when you put your heart and soul into this shit, like Pink Starburst, all them songs like that, that's my shit. So I'm on stage singing my shit and I made the beat, and you gonna fuck it up in front of me. It's disrespectful. You know, it's almost like you just didn't give a fuck about what I made, or you didn't even take the time to say, well, let me make sure I get the shit right. And that's happened to me so many times to where I don't even want to perform with bands unless I get to rehearse with them.
True shit, and it should be that way.
Yeah.
And then if I have rehearsed with you, that's not all. It takes more outside of the rehearsal. You can't just rehearse with somebody one time and think you got it. You need to be doing that shit on your own at home. But the rehearsal is just so you can iron out the kinks. It shouldn't be so I could be teaching you.
Yeah. So
And that's where people be fucking. That's what my band be fucking up sometimes too. I'm like, no, this shouldn't be your only time rehearsing with me. This should just be like, we came together, powwow, then we all go home. I'm still gonna be practicing singing this shit by myself without y'all. So y'all should be at the motherfucking house tapping the shit out and getting
the way
it right.
we used to do shows is even before the rehearsal. We made sure that like for the shows we used to do at the aisles and stuff, we would make sure all the musicians had the music before the rehearsal even. That way when y'all got to the rehearsal, y'all could already be like, instead of just like trying to figure it out then, y'all already got something like that y'all, you know what I'm saying, like you've heard, you know what I'm saying, and then at that point the artist can like say, oh, I like this, I don't like this, but you're not just starting from scratch at the rehearsal. And
that's how it's supposed to be, but it's still up to the musicians to practice.
For sure.
I'm only speaking of this because this really be pissing me off. This really pisses me off because I am one of those people that I will literally make sure you're thoroughly prepared for everything before you even step foot. And it's like
good vibes only, Lakeita? No way.
It's like a slap in my face when I feel like I've done all this work. You know what I'm trying to say?
True.
Like, you know how you sit
Yeah,
down,
you. This is your body. This is your baby.
It's almost like, okay, we text you like this, and this. And then you ask me a question that I already answered. I'm going to be pissed.
Because you didn't read the text message
or some shit, because I'm like, I didn't have to do this for you. I'm literally here to try to make your life easier. And the more I'm making it easier for you, you're making it harder for me by making me backtrack. So if we send you some shit, musicians and bands, learn the shit. Because I ain't doing that shit no more. That's happened to me so many times where bands just be fucking up my shit. And that makes me
Do you think it's a money issue?
I feel like I wouldn't ask nobody to do anything extra, but if we all agree on this performance, most times we ain't even getting paid. So if we agree to perform, you already know the terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't agree to no shit if you
that you don't want to go forward with.
So if you're a musician, you're not gonna give it your all. You're not gonna act like every single moment on that stage is like the moment where somebody could be in the audience. Then what are you even doing it for?
True shit.
Like, why are you even here? Because this is some shit I care about. Like, this is real. You know what I'm saying? But
you think when Erykah Badu was 13 performing, you think the band members were like, oh man, this, like, I already know in the future this motherfucking performance right here is gonna like be the most important performance that I.
Hell no, you never know.
But I wonder how many people like that are like that. Be like, damn, I performed with her like at this time.
I was there before
I wasn't even taking that shit seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Exactly.
Missed out on your moment.
And people pay attention to that. I'm people. If I start noticing that, you don't really value even what you do, your own self. Because if you cared, even if fuck my shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about that.
It comes to
you.
You
look bad yourself up there. Doop, doop.
It'd be like that with engineering, like, because I inevitably work on songs I don't like. But
you push through it.
And not only that, you still do your very best, the same as if it's a song you do like. It don't fucking matter.
Your name on the lines about like, damn.
And then when that shit on the radio, you know what I'm saying, in the week, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
I wouldn't even expect this shit.
Yeah. Facts.
So what would be the way to bridge the gap between, like you say, you hate when a band they do a rendition of your beats and it doesn't come out, you don't like the way it sounds, basically. So what would be the way to bridge that gap to where you do have a voice of how a band plays your productions or your beats?
For me, I mean, it would just have to be for me to communicate with the artist. I can't even, like, because once it gets to the artist, it's like it's beyond my hands. So all I can really do is speak to the artist, be like, hey, man, like, anytime you got people performing this stuff live, you know what I'm saying, just make sure the musicians do it justice. Don't let them just play whatever fucking chords they want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put a certain drum pattern on this shit. I put like these certain, I put all this shit in here for a reason. Don't just play what you want to play.
But that's what I said.
And make it the same tempo and then say it's the same beat.
That's what I said in the beginning. I was agreeing with you because you said I was contradiction. I said no. That's what I was saying. It's up to the artist, because how often do you see, just say the artist was rehearsing with the band, right? But even the band still probably fucking it up, right? Whatever. They still not getting it right, but you still rehearse, right? How often do you see the producer at the rehearsal?
You don't.
It's the artist.
Right.
It's what I was. I agreed with you. I was saying, like, the artist needs to be, because if I'm just a keyboard player and I'm get a beat, I'm not gonna call the producer. whoever sent me the shit is who I'm communicating with.
Right.
So it is up to the artist to say,
Well,
producer.
I was getting confused on what you were saying because you were saying because I am a performer and I'm producing my beat. So you were like speaking as like because it was both. But I think you would be. I think you would be like that even if it wasn't your beat. Like if I get you the beat. I would hope that you would still, if you were with the band, you would still try to make sure it was right. And just because it wasn't your beat, you aren't going to be as particular.
I did. That's why I said we.
Okay, so I was just making sure that's clear. I didn't mean to say you were contradicting yourself. I'm just trying to make sure it's clear.
Agreeing with you first. Like
Okay.
I didn't start off talking about my beats until after, and then I made an example of myself to agree with what you were saying. I was saying like that it's up to the artist. Like inevitably, it's up to the artist to like include you because once. As being a part of a band, like once we get the shit, or once whoever gets the shit, it's whoever sent it to us.
Yeah.
So whether it's through email, you know what I'm saying, like whatever it is, it's whoever sent us the shit. It's who we talking to. They're not gonna go. They are already not going the extra mile to practice the shit. Right, so they're not gonna go the extra mile to reach out to the producer and be like, "Hey, dog, did I do your shit justice?" It's like whoever sent me the shit is who I'm communicating with. So it's up to the artist to be like, "Hey, this is such and such beat. Like, do you like this rendition, or would you like to come to rehearsal so you could put your input in?" Like, they got to start in.
Don't even need to be all that. Don't even need to be. I don't even need to talk to me. Like,
just, I feel like you wouldn't know.
You just want the shit to sound like.
But you wouldn't know. But artists, they don't all have that ear like we got.
They don't.
So in order for it to come out the way you want, you can't trust the artist for that because they come to you.
So what would be the way to bridge the gap?
Bridge the gap. Artists, quit being okay with whatever a musician does. I know when especially if you're a rapper. Anything a musician does, you're just like, dope. I love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a rapper ear is not like as like picky as maybe a singer or somebody else. As long as the beat's right. You know, as long they and y'all love just live musicians. So y'all really don't even be caring after like the drummer could do whatever, the keyboard player could do whatever, and y'all jamming.
That
y'all
sounds cool.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's not even so much like just being a rapper because some people just don't have. If you didn't grow up like you was in band, you tell yourself like we grew up.
Right.
In a musical thing. Some people didn't do that at all. So there's some singers, I've seen this shit where it's some singers that sing amazing, but they don't know how to tell the band how to do shit.
Listen, man, I ain't no engineer, and I used to play with Legos, and every time I see the picture, I knew how to just make that shit look like the fucking picture. Like I wasn't gonna like make something else and say
but
picture.
But we're speaking from our mind. Like we can't, you're speaking in a way like you think everybody should. Think like that and they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that just come.
I'm not saying what anybody should do.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you think, we think like that because we're like, fuck, like, come on, man. Y'all, we thinking like, damn, you don't hear this shit? But some niggas really just don't hear that shit.
That's why my advice is to be more.
But they're not going to stop them because they think it sounds good, clearly. So what I'm saying, instead of that, they should just include you because only way things going to change is if the person who made it gets to have some type of input, whether it's like, they voice memo it and they send it to you and say, hey, is this trash? Like something. Because without your input, they still don't know. So that's why it's still going to keep happening because if you leave it up to the artist, which is what's happening in the first place, that's the problem. Every artist doesn't have that background or have that ear. So as long as they can ride on the beat, they don't give a fuck what it sounds like. And it might sound nice. It might sound nice, but then when you hear the shit, you're like, but that ain't what I created, or damn, I can't even recognize the shit. They don't hear that. They're like, hey, that shit sound nice. So if we keep leaving it up to the artist, it's not going to change. What they need to do is just rope you in on the communication, whether it's a voice memo, whether it's come to rehearsal, or whether it's, hey, I sent the beat to this dude, and you tell the musicians to reach out to the producer, whatever it is, it needs to be some type of communication between them because if you leave it up to the artist and they ear, it's going to still be the same problem over and over, and it's not going to get fixed. Because that's what we're doing right now, is leaving it up to them, and it's not getting fixed. You know
okay, I guess. But I was just thinking that, like, what I was saying is, like, I don't think and why I say rappers in particular is because, like I said, y'all are just so appreciative to have musicians, period. And a lot of y'all musicians will do you favors. Y'all don't really have the budgets to be, like, paying for these musicians for real. So I understand, like, y'all just going to be happy with whatever. Because it's an opportunity for you to do something live with live musicians. So I understand, like, you're just excited in the moment, you're happy about it, and your brain is not thinking about dissecting, like, oh, does this sound like the beat? Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where I'm saying y'all need to, like, just be a little bit more picky at. And I think if you were just to unlock that portion of your brain, like, to not just accepting, like, what's being presented to you, but try to push it further and make it better, that will help y'all in listening for, because I know not everybody is going to be musicians and be able like to discern this and that. But y'all got a little bit. Y'all know why y'all like the beat y'all like. So whenever y'all hear renditions, make sure the parts of the beat that y'all really like are in that rendition.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say to be careful too, like as an artist, respect your craft enough to not just do half-ass shit.
Facts.
Because I will say the times that we've even heard, if we've just been like specific, the times that we've heard, like we perform a song, we haven't rehearsed with those people. So at the end of the day, they probably just took the shit and you see it.
Mm-hmm.
I know when a band hasn't rehearsed a song because you see them literally on stage with the headphones on, tapping it out.
Yeah.
So they didn't get a chance to listen to all the intricate parts of the beat anyway. So all they trying to make sure is in the right key.
Right.
Because we got people watching you. You can't spend that much time trying to learn the beat.
Right.
So I would say, if you know you're gonna use a band, do yourself a service by just not. And use the beat.
Yeah, I feel like that. I definitely feel like I definitely feel like that's a better option. Like even if it's just, even if you still want to have the live effect, just have a drummer. Just add a drummer to it and have the beat play. That's
or had a beat for most of the song and they could just fade out once.
You know how we do.
See, I don't too much like that method either because I would rather if we gonna do the band thing, we need to do it through the whole. Me too. Through the whole ordeal.
But I'm saying, like, just say because what happens is right, like when you see a live band versus a track, if it was me, I prefer performing live bands because I have more control of how long I can hold something out if I want to repeat something again.
Yeah.
So I know when I perform live bands, it's the way to go. But I try not to do, if it's a song of me by myself, I will not perform with the band that I haven't rehearsed with. And if I rehearse with them and they still fuck up, that's when I get mad. Because don't be pestering me, asking me for these damn songs, and I'll send them to you, and you ain't doing shit with them this whole time. And then the only time if I use a band on the spot is if I have the track, and you let me like play it, and then maybe at the very end, after the track over, you still just keep the vibe going, and I can just freestyle, like sing over that. But if you not gonna learn, especially if it got drops and intricate shit, I'm probably not even gonna send it to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like when I was in Atlanta, I performed, I did get to perform Green, but I did it with the track. I told them that was the one that I didn't want them to do. Because I'm like, that's how I think too. Like the way he's saying, it's like, oh, I didn't get to rehearse with these people, so yeah, I ain't finna fuck up some shit. Like, even if it's my shit, if I'm on stage, I feel like I did that to myself. But because I am a producer and I think like that, when I was in Atlanta, I performed our unreleased song, Green, but I performed it to the thing saying Koala Cool made the beat, like so that way, and then they only joined in at the very. I had finished the whole song,
and then when the band came in,
they kind of caught the vibe. But I paid them to play my songs because I was like, well, if y'all mess them up, like, you know, I could just tell them how to play it or something. But I was like, nah, this shit got changes and drops and shit. Like, I'll be coming up here fucking it up. So when they caught the vibe, then they played it at the end, and they actually was playing it right. So I was like, okay, I could vibe with this, but I wasn't finna let them just like
go down
here and just play whatever you want to play because I think that way. Yeah. But I mean, there are some rappers that I know that think like me too, and there's a lot that don't. So I just feel like it's just a thing, y'all. If you're gonna do some shit, do yourself a favor, do yourself justice, do the producer justice by either communicating with everybody so y'all could be on the same page. Take value in other people's shit the same way you take value in your shit. Right. Because it's all one collective project. It's still the same project, you know? So either do that, and if you have a gut feeling that it ain't going to come out right, or if you feel like it's rushed, just perform it with the track. Like, ain't nothing wrong performing it with the track.
There's nothing wrong with that. I feel in a lot of scenarios, just being a musician, like in a lot of scenarios, I feel like that's the way to go because, like y'all say, it's not going to come out with all the intricate details. And like, I know musicians like, shit. You'll give us a track. We'll hear the 4 chords that we need to play over and over again. Right. But we're not gonna get the hits that you want. We're not gonna get the that all comes with rehearsal, and you making it known. This needs to happen.
And the performer being able like to conduct while they're performing.
And that too.
Yes.
That too.
And that takes like, I don't know how it happens, but you can't just be like it's just you. That's what the issue is. People, they think that when you're on stage together, you're on stage together.
Truth. It's about the music at that point. Like
And even though it's a band, somebody is always like following somebody.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's just
Whether-
playing off on their own.
Yep.
Everybody's following somebody. So
Whether
We
the
waiting on
keyboard
some.
Yeah.
shout out to like you. Shout out to John and BK, because John and BK is one of those people that he produces too, though. So that's probably
Mhm.
why he understands a little bit more.
John's a
But
beast.
when I he's like one of the only. I've never gotten a chance to perform with you besides like jamming. So I'm
Mhm.
only saying this because I've performed with him. John is like one of the only keyboardists that I just really, really trust, that I know for a fact if I give him this song, he gonna know all the little pink star breaks. He knows da do 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 do. He'll be
Mhm.
boom, and I'll be like,
That's it.
boy, you
That's
done
it.
done it again. So John and BK, that's one thing I can say about the nigga. He does that, and he also knows how to direct at the same time.
Yeah.
So he'll be
That's that music
four,
theory
he'll
right
be
there.
4,
Right.
5, then he'll be to the top, like while you're doing your shit. And if I look at him and be like, this ain't right, then he'll pay attention to me too. Cause in the middle of me singing, I could hear that shit, and I'll be like, I might turn around and make the audience think it's part of the show, but I'll be looking at these niggas like, this ain't right. And I'll be like, it's, getting whatever it gotta be, it's gonna get fixed, because we all paying attention.
True.
Like, you should be in the moment, but you still should be paying attention, because you gotta get the people to show. You can't just be out here fucking up. So I appreciate people like him, because he ain't never, not once ever, messed up none of my songs, and he get, to the point where I'm like, damn, this my beat. Like I hear every single piece of
Mhm.
my beat. You know what I'm saying, in this song, and he makes sure that the bass line be right. He makes sure that whatever they're doing, and then I asked them to put a little sauce on it because we're doing it live. But as long as you get those core like foundations,
Yeah,
of
as
what
long as
makes
you
the
have-
beat pop, like how he said, you know what you like about the beat. So like, what is it that you like?
I need that shit in the beat when I perform it. And you
Yeah.
just gotta make it known. And like that's even performing with the track. Like I know it's certain times that I'm playing behind the artist, and I just make a track to it. So because it's that track is an intricate part of how the song sounds.
Yeah.
So like just taking that extra, most musicians not gonna take the extra mile. Like you get them
No.
the music, y'all say, okay, the show day this day, rehearsal day this day. They gonna listen to the songs. They gonna have it somewhat ready for rehearsal, and then you got show day. So it's just one of them things. Just it's up to the musician to take the extra mile.
Yeah. And then there's some people like Chuck. I know Chuck does like the Chuck tunes.
Mm-hmm.
For his, I think it's like important, because he's also trying to put on like a thing for himself too. So I feel like he probably just adding like little flavors in there, because he's not just a keyboardist, he's also like performing, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you have a band that's just like, they're there to perform for you, for the artist. But then when you're like collaboratively doing it, I feel like with the Chuck tunes, like if he wasn't putting his own twist on something, then it's like, well, it's Chuck tunes. So it needs to be like a little twist, like a Chuck twist, I guess you could say. And then Chuck, there's another Chuck Kid Music. He's a drummer, but he does what you said too. Like they'll make like their own little beat track to kind of go with it, go the extra mile, so they won't mess up.
I feel like that's the best way to go. And then
Yeah.
tempo wise, like
Yeah.
tempo
that
wise,
too.
you'll get with a band and they playing the song way too fast. So you be like, damn, you dragging. Like you got that track, it makes that part of it easier. And shit, like you say, you want certain drum parts, or this is the way the beat's supposed to hit.
It almost works as like a metronome. Like
Yes.
At the very
Yes.
least, and then on
Yeah.
top, and then everything else it does for you.
Yes.
Cause that's what Chuck was doing too. Like he had like a little, he already had created them prior, and I can only imagine if they would have had like time to like rehearse. Like what he even did in that little amount of time. I know that if like they was like rehearsing, the fact that he even took the time to make a track just for that, I knew that if he was putting on like an actual show, I feel like he would take the time, because he cares about the craft. Like he cares about like how he does it.
Yeah.
And that was like a short amount of time. That was like a short, quick like show, and he just still had the tracks, like you said, still took the time to listen and be like, all right, cool, so let me just put this together, so at least we could stay on tempo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At
Or
least
know what
that.
kids saying, or something,
Dude,
That's why I love musicians that include technology into their performance and their craft, because it's like, okay, like
Shout out to Chuck.
some people is like really just stuck on like the
I was,
old
I
school.
was against it at first.
So some people, and that's cool. Like if you just about you like, analog and using instruments. But this day and age, man, you can use your instrument and like have your computer there, like to be doing shit. Like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? You could do so much.
Yeah.
That's like when I perform, like when I do my live performances, that's one of the main things that I do try to incorporate, like just having, because all the time you're not gonna have a band, like you're not gonna have people behind you. So in order to make that shit happen, I'll go back and just layer the session that I had that I created that beat in, and then I'll just, you know, have my computer with me on stage. Oh, I don't need any strings on this part. Let me take it out at this part. Oh, I need to add something in. What's up? What?
No, I was gonna agree. I was gonna say and it just hit me. It just hit me. I think that's what some artists just need to.
They need to
know how to be without. I think when you learn how to be without and not have access to this shit is when you really learn. Because before I moved back to Houston, you don't got, like, Houston got so many damn musicians and keyboardists. The reason why we only use the same people is because these are people you fuck with. But if you really wanted to just find a band, you can
most definitely find.
But we keep using.
Yeah, go to the Guitar Center. Go to one of the 10
Yeah.
guitar centers, and you gonna find everybody you need.
Playing all the time. But then it's like it goes beyond that because of the fact that we're trying to create a bond and an energy. And so in order to create that energy, you do gotta like rock with people that you kind of already built with a little bit. But when being in Corpus, you don't have the access to like all that shit. Like there's bands out there in Corpus, but it's not like the style you're looking for.
Yeah. So
literally it's either you create your own band with the style or that's it.
What's the hardest band member to find? Like that's really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to say drummer off top, but
drummer. The most consistent drummer. I've been to so many drummers, it's ridiculous. Drummer.
I don't even want to say like the most consistent
that's hard
because that could be anybody, but I want to say like what's the hardest to find, like somebody that's just like incredible at that instrument.
Man, I've been around so many great musicians. Like it's just a matter of chance of you popping up on the right people at the right time. Like you know, you're not gonna always find the music. Like you say, you've been through so many drummers. You're not gonna always find those people.
Yeah.
So it's just like one year it might be a drum. Oh shit, I can't find a drummer. The next year it might be, oh, I need a guitar player.
Yeah.
The next year, so it's just like that's why like when I find good musicians, like the musicians that I perform with on a daily, now it's just like I like their sound and we vibe together. So it's just like you use that and you just keep rocking, and then as somebody can't make a gig, then now you got to go search and find.
That's really the only reason why. Really, because you don't even really know. I would say drummer off top, because some people just do, because there's pocket drummers and then bass. I would say drummer and bass, because you don't always need a keyboardist as long as you have a guitar. But if you want that soul in there, you're gonna either need a horn or a keyboardist. And what I learned about Houston, every band has a keyboardist. And by my band, we don't have a keyboardist, and I know that's the element that we like missing, but we got a saxophone player, so he kind of fills in like that. And then my guitarist, he kind of plays like.
And you don't ever play
in
keys?
A way. If I'm doing a more intimate gig, but when it's my band, when it's me and my band, I'm the singer.
But not even just like to like add just like a little bit like here and there.
No, because you know when I perform, I'll be dancing and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put on a show. But when I'm singing and playing by myself, or if we've done intimate shows where I'm not gonna be up dancing. And when I say intimate, it's like we've done some shows that kind of look like you're in a. He went to this place and called the Goldfish, and we in Corpus, and it's like almost like how Fresh Orange was with the where there's no stage. So when it's like intimate like that, when people can literally be like in your face like this close, I like to play keys with my band with those, because now I can sit down. But if I gotta dance and we're on a big stage, like I'm not playing keys, because I feel like what people come to see is when I be dancing and like moving.
Yeah, they there for a show.
Yeah, versus like, because they already stand there. They musicians, they already standing there. They don't want the whole band standing there. So if I'm singing and I'm into it, I know I'm gonna fuck up. If I got the keys, I'm focusing on trying to sing.
That's me too.
I'm be like,
I got a question. All right, so say you got a band. All the band members are, let's just say they're all average. On the sideline over here is a replacement for every single one of those. And they're all exceptional, like extra exceptional. Who is the first band member you replace? What's the first instrument you replace?
That's a good question.
Whoever has the I would say whoever can be a stronger leader of the melody because I feel like as long as you got the right key. So if you have a band and your band is your guitarist is the lead or whatever, then you need to have a strong lead because as a performer, while you're performing, you can't always just be like, damn, y'all still don't know what key it's in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like my guitarist, he's so good because he'll know. And then there's times where a song is like bass heavy, and then and Ronnie will jump in and be like, that ain't the right key. Like, but you need people.
Okay, so all right. Now let me rephrase the question again, since you took it out of the context I was trying to put it in. When I say average, they all can do that. They all can do like the shit, like stay in key.
I answered your question. I said whoever has the melody.
It's just
well, that's different. But then you kind of changed it to say like somebody going out of key and all that.
Oh, because like whoever has the melody is who I'ma choose.
Whoever has the best melody.
A drummer could still be average drummer, but as long as whoever's leading the music, you can have a drum, but then what key it's in? You can have a bass line, but it sounds kind of like whatever. But if you have a strong
but if you have an average drummer that's not putting no sauce on nothing.
I've had that though, but we still made it through because as long as the melody, that's like if I don't know the words right and I'm a singer and I'm up here and I don't know the fucking words, they're gonna be like, well, what the fucking song is this? Same shit. Like if the keyboard is, if you're the lead and you don't got no guitarist and just you, a bass player and a drummer, then who's leading the song is who I would replace.
I feel like simplicity is key. So like, the drummer would not be the first person I replace because all I really need is you to stay in the pocket. If you can only hit on a 2 and a 4, hit the snare on a 2 and a 4, that's shit. That's what we need. Mm-hmm. Like she say that keyboardist or that guitar player, they're the ones that's really carrying the song and making those transitions, making the song sound different. Because with a bass player, they following them, and they only have 4 notes, 5 notes. Or if it's changes in it, they only really got to play one note through each part of the song.
So this is where I'll disagree. I noticed the other day at your gig when they were doing the Shine rendition, the only reason they got it right was because the bass player found the rhythm and the melody, and the bass player started playing it. And he had the rhythm, and because it's a bass, and you can actually kind of create rhythm with the bass too. Like he was doing that, and then he had the melody, and once he figured it out, everybody else figured that shit out.
Yeah, I mean finding that bass line is like, because with Jacob is he's an awesome bass player. JDW, like it's been a number of times where we've been sitting in on a session and he'll figure this shit out, and then I'll all of a sudden figure this shit out. So
yeah, I was gonna say you want something.
Can we get?
I thought we had stopped. Y'all quit.
Can we get some? Get some.
I thought maybe we needed a break or something. I ain't want to.
True. I feel like we was drinking too much and not talking. Now we got on a good topic, so I was like, because this is something that it's been happening for like years with me. I think it's dripping on the bottom of the. I thought I saw a line coming down the bottle that might drip on your notebook.
Yeah, but I definitely like. It's just certain musicians like that it's just certain songs call for different things in your music. So it's just like you can't just shun one person out of it.
It's not like a shun.
But like,
you're replacing them.
That's who I would pick if I had to choose. It wouldn't be you, Tello. Sorry, I'm saying like if I had to choose, like what he's saying, it would be just whoever's carrying the melody. Because at least with the bass, even if they don't get the exact bass line, once we get what key or the tune that is in, they could play some in the pocket.
And with the melody, I feel like you can, you also can set the mood. Like, and with the piano, like you can, and with the guitar, you can set a mood. If you really want a real rock feel, you fucking put the reverb on and all this other shit. Yeah, overdrive, filters. You put all that shit on. If you're looking for something real smooth, you just take all that shit off. That's gonna be the name of the episode. Smoothie.
Surprise me.
Dang.
Even though I don't like surprises.
Yeah. I got shirts.
See, that's the kind of surprises guys like. When somebody gives them something like as a surprise, that's a good surprise.
I don't know these women you talking about that just.
I was trying to explain to her how, like, as a man, like, I don't personally like surprises. Like, surprise, we about to go do this, or like surprise, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, true. I like surprises, like you got me something, but not like we about to go do something.
I don't like those type of surprises. Like, I feel like when you're busy. I feel like when you're busy.
Yeah, no.
Nobody like those kinds of surprises, and I'm busy, so don't ever surprise me like that. But if you tell me like, if you ask me like, oh, you free these days? I'm like, hell yeah. You don't gotta tell me what we doing, but I like that. Like, as long as I got in the schedule, you cool.
Yeah.
What about if I tell you, hey, you free these days? All right, don't plan nothing, and then we don't do nothing those days.
Oh, now that's gonna be real fucked up.
I'll be
Motherfucker,
upset.
I did this, I did.
Yeah, I definitely would. I wouldn't even gonna lie.
I spent this
I'd
time.
be pissed. I'd be
I
absolutely
prepared.
pissed. Highly.
I'm gonna go got these shoes,
Not
and
good
you ain't
vibes,
even take me.
Lakeita.
I said positive vibes.
Positive vibes, Lakeita.
I'm honest as fuck though. But I'm positive. That don't mean I gotta lie.
She positive she gonna be pissed.
Absolutely, positively.
Super.
Like, I'm positive as hell, but I don't just. I feel like unnecessary negativity is where I draw the line. But yeah,
What's necessary negativity?
unnecessary.
What is
Well, I
necessary
feel like
negativity?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying I feel like that's what people be doing. That's what I be referring to when I be saying positive vibes, because it's like I try to live my life like stress free because I already have enough.
On your plate.
I have a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I try to smile every day, try to do my thing, but I'm not faking the happiness. Like, I really am happy.
Don't try to do it. Just do it.
Yeah, seriously. But if I have to start thinking too much or somebody makes something more difficult than what it has to be, that's like an unnecessary stress for me where I'm like, why is this so difficult? It don't got to be this hard. So that's the kind of stuff I don't be liking, because I be like, man, I be chilling, I be breezing. Shit be hard, but I still thank God and just keep on rolling, and then shit work out. So I don't like stressing for no reason.
Neither do I. I think a lot of
Yeah.
any negativity that I comes from unnecessary shit happening in my life where I like that's like because I can't stand.
But even when the unnecessary stuff happens to me, I still try to find like a way to find the, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Exhale the bullshit.
I can only be in control of my own mood, and so if something like pisses
Can
me
you though?
off, I can address it. Like, I like to either address something or I'll try to see how big of a deal this is before I just start, like, you know what I'm saying? And if I know it's gonna be something that's gonna keep bothering me down the line, I like to try to address it before I blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it
Because
keeps
that's
getting-
never a good solution by waiting to let that shit build up.
Sure.
Like
And
me being an introvert, like I've experienced that so many times to just get to the point. Like it takes a lot for you to push that button, but just like, man, when you push that button, all that shit builds up and it just comes out. Like, and now I done offended a person that I didn't want to offend, and I done said some shit that I didn't want to say. It's just like it all built up.
And whenever, like, I've also learned to, I don't know who, I feel like it's multiple people that taught me this, but I just can't pinpoint like one. But I would say shout out to all the people who taught me this. That like you can't talk about a problem or something without having the solution already.
Mm-hmm.
So then what I learned too is like, damn, if I'm bringing something up, then if they're like, well, how do I fix it? And I'm like, fuck. So I try to make sure I come up with like a,
Yeah.
or like, or I know
if you're talking
what's
about a problem,
causing it.
you should be ready to find solutions. Like some people, like, you know what I mean? It's okay to talk about a problem if you don't have a solution, but the point of talking about it should be to try to come up with
figure
a
it out.
solution and not just talk about a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if I ask them like, I don't know, I'm like, well, what are we talking about? Because I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do anything without knowing like how to move forward. And I like to do things to move forward, but then once we move forward, like we're moving forward, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I can really do.
Mm-hmm.
What about problems that don't have solutions? What do you do with those?
Problems that don't let them go. Shit. What else you gonna do with it?
Like, that's nothing. Because if you're talking to find a solution, but you don't have one, then it's just one of those moments where it's just
So
like,
let it go or talk about it.
What you gonna talk about it for if you can't fix it?
I feel like you talk about it, then once you talk about it, if you can't fix it, continuously talking about it without a solution, it's just talking about it and bringing like
talking in circles
that
at this
emotion.
point.
Yeah, so it's like either you're talking about it so you can get it off your chest too. There's nothing wrong with venting. There's nothing wrong with getting it off your chest. But then if you don't have a solution, it's a choice. So if you're choosing to continue to keep talking about this, it's like, well, you don't have a solution. So then what are we talking?
Just
why
accept
are
the
we talking about?
consequences and keep it rolling.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where like, damn.
I want to hear somebody talk about this when they're in the middle of going through shit.
I mean, shit, we always going through shit. We're living life.
Yeah,
like, we're going to always be going through shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, this conversation is easy, like, while everything's cool, but, like, I feel like when shit hits the fan, though, like, this conversation be a little bit more difficult, like, to be had. Be a little bit more difficult to just be like, like, so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like when shit really goes down, your brain goes like into a little bit different mode than just like everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it depends on who you are.
Sure, and it depends on a lot of things. You said mood earlier, and this like being able to control your mood. Mood is like one of those things. It's kind of like how do I kind of explain this? It's something that you can control, but there's also aspects of your mood that you have no control over because it's controlled by lots of hormones in your fucking body. So while some people can just control their mood all the time, some people literally can't do that because they don't have a proper fucking balance in their body to be able to control their mood all the time. Like,
and that's what you.
So I'm only saying this just to be sensitive to people that can't do that. Like some of us are blessed with the ability to control ourselves, and some of us actually don't have that ability. Literally, don't physically have that ability. So I just want to like be a little bit sympathetic to those of us that do. Not even saying that I have that, but to anybody that struggles with like actual hormonal imbalances to where they can't actually control their shit.
Yeah, I feel like, but if you think I think whatever it is, my only thing that I literally the only advice I can literally give is like, what makes you happy. So it's like if there's a reoccurring problem and that makes you feel bad, then if you want to keep feeling that, go ahead. But if you don't like the way you feel about something, people gonna be people, things are gonna be things, shit gonna happen. But it's up to you to say, damn, I don't like how I feel. So not there's some people that do the victim thing. I ain't talking about that where you're like, well, it's this person, so I gotta stop doing this. Sometimes it could be, okay, I gotta cut this energy out of my life. That's okay too. But what I've learned is that, yeah, I get mad. I'm not some person that just don't be getting mad and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get upset, I get mad, but it does take a lot to get me there. But if I get there, I'm saying, okay, Lakeita, what is it? I check myself first before I just start like talking about other people. So I was like, what can I do, Lakeita? What can I do to make myself either find a solution or figure out how to cope with this, or why am I so mad, or what? Like, I try to figure out what triggers me first. And once I understand myself, that's how I know how to let things go and deal with things, because I've already evaluated myself. I really can't evaluate other people because they might be thinking something else in their brain too, and I can't pinpoint and be like, this is why you're this or whatever, because I don't know what you're thinking in your head about your own self. You know what I'm saying? So all I can really do is say, okay, I'm gonna be honest about this, here's this, but what can I do to make sure that I'm still in this state of mind, because I don't like the way this feels.
So just being self-aware.
Yeah, being aware of myself, and then why are you so upset about this, Lakeita? Or like, why are you so like, why does this thing make you happy? Like, why? And then I'll either go back, and even sometimes I'll dig so deep and I'll go back to like my childhood and figure out, you know,
damn, you gotta go
all the way back,
because you have to. Like, I know myself, and there's things new things that might come up that I didn't even know. Damn, this actually affects me. But once I find out, I do the research on why. No matter if I'm happy, sad, whatever, I do the research on myself of why. And I have that inner peace within myself. Like, once I figure out why, and if it involves other people, then I try to address it. But then once I address it, once I try to fix it, once I try to do, there's nothing else I really can do, because at least I know, okay, Lakeita, this is the steps you tried to do. It might not be perfect. It might not have worked. Could work. Might not work. But all I can say is like, hey, this is what I'm coming to you with. This, do you accept this? Do you not? And if you don't, then there's nothing else I could do. Like, after that, I'm already through. Like, it's out of my hands. That's really it. Because what I'm chasing, or what I'm gonna always make sure I have, is my peace of mind. And if it's something that's going to start like messing up my peace of mind and my energy, that's a whole part of who I am as a person.
You just gave the people a lot of like righteous shit about yourself, and you need to give like a part that you lack in now, just so that's the way that people can know.
I don't have to also make you feel better about yourself either. Once you do the work on yourself, you will speak in this way as well. So for those people who are like me, the same way you're speaking for those other people, I'm speaking for these people, because I wasn't able to speak like this a few years ago. So that's the reason why I can. And I'm not going to make y'all feel better by having to throw something in about myself because you want to feel like I think I'm perfect. I don't think I'm perfect. I know the work that I've done, and I'm showing you the results. So I'm saying you too could have this piece if you do the work on yourself. I'm not here to make you feel better about whatever the fuck you feel bad about.
It requires work.
Yeah, like,
definitely.
I will never apologize for the work that I've done on myself to be able to speak the way I'm speaking right now.
Because you wouldn't be where you are right now.
Well, I'm super happy and with myself as well. With
Yes,
y'all.
good.
But I struggle with this shit, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat how I am. If it's something bothers me, everybody about to know about it immediately until I get the shit out my system. And
everybody's gonna know about it immediately.
Around me,
if it's bothering you.
Around me.
Okay.
Like, I'm the type of person
Okay.
when something happens and
Yeah.
it bothers me, like everybody around me is about to know about it.
So what? Have you ever had a therapist?
I used to go to a therapist, like psychiatrist/therapist, but all she wanted to do was give me medication.
That's all she wanted to
She
do.
wanted to give me like ADD medication.
Oh man,
Xanax.
see,
She wasn't even trying to
we have to
listen
talk
the-
this shit out. Like we can't. Like, that's just I guess. What do you call it when you just slapping a Band-Aid over the situation? Like you're enabling that individual at that moment. Like is a lot of this shit. It costs for us to communicate and talk this shit out, get this shit out of our system. That way we can feel better. Like I was saying earlier, inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. You got to let that shit go.
It's really not even so much of like a right or a wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm not even telling you that the way that I cope with things is like the way. I said find peace.
Whatever
If
way.
you're okay, if you want to be upset, that's your own fault. Like
Don't bring
literally,
that shit
Which is
over here, though.
why I brought
You know what I'm saying?
I
You know
brought
what
this
I'm
all
saying?
up for a reason.
Yeah.
Because my way of finding peace is when something bothers me, letting it
Yeah.
fucking out in that moment, like,
Okay.
and not just being like, because I'm not okay, like in the moment. So I'm not about to just like act like, oh, but everything's still cool. Like if I get agitated, like it's about to just come out of me, and I break my peace whenever I try to keep it in.
Yeah.
And then try
True.
to act like everything was okay.
True. and that's
which
when-
is what I'm saying. Like I
that's
feel
when that
like
shit
you
build up.
you can let out something on however you want to let it out. My only reason by being aware of certain things sometimes is because I'm not the only person in this world. So there are times where like, okay, like y'all have never seen, I've been mad, but y'all ain't never seen me like to a point where you're like, oh my God. Because, and if you have, I feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do feel bad, and that's when I know I don't need to be around people. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I know I'm not the only person in this world, so I can't walk around and act like I am. So what I do is, if I get that mad, I'm gonna have to walk away, or I'm gonna have to do something because I don't even want my energy to rub off, because I need to deal with it myself. It's not something that you could fix. It may be an action that I bring up or something to say, hey, this triggers me, or hey, this bothers me, boom, boom, boom. But really, it's up to me to find my own inner peace and figure out if I even still want to deal with the energy that's like whatever's happening. So hopefully like there's a solution, but if I do feel like there's a reoccurring energy that just keeps doing it, then it's up to me to decide, okay, do I want to keep dealing with this type of energy or this type of whatever, because I'm chasing or wanting to keep my peace. It's not, life isn't always peaceful, but however you cope with that, whether it's letting it out or whatever it be, that's consequences too. Because the way you react to something is consequences too, because at the end of the day, you're not the only person in the world that you have to deal with. Now, if we was all just living on this world, you know, by ourselves and
But
shit.
you are the only person in the world that you are the only person in the world that you have to like deal with at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day. But things happen where how you react affects those around you too.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where it's like you can either
And how you react to other people affects you.
Yeah, and then how you do it yeah. And like how if you do it together, then it's almost like one of those things where, okay, we're finding this piece together. But if you're saying like you're a person like, okay, say you take it out on everybody else, okay. If everybody's gonna feel that, then it's up to that person to say, you know what, I don't need to be around y'all niggas, I need to back up, but you gotta be, when you're doing those things, you gotta be working on it. Like it's like, if you trigger me or something and you do it, if I bring it to your attention and you keep doing it, then I'm gonna assume you don't give a fuck about me. But I also have to understand maybe this is something about you that maybe I have to accept.
Yeah,
because if I still want to be around or whatever, maybe I just need to understand you, or maybe I need to figure out why it bothers me. So you know what I'm saying? Like some deeper shit. And if you come to agreement, like, okay, this energy is important in my life or whatever it be, then you just have to find a way to kind of maneuver, I guess you could say. But I don't feel like there's a right or wrong. I just feel like if you're upset and you're not trying to help yourself feel better by not and actually heal, not like, oh, I'm gonna make you feel better by making you feel bad, or I'm gonna make you feel better because of boom, boom, boom. Because I've seen people that be like, oh, well, y'all don't want to talk to me, then I don't talk to y'all. Nobody gives a fuck.
And At all.
Don't talk to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fixing it, though, because you're still at home mad.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and
you're still pissed
you're looking for
yourself.
somebody to
And
enable
then you're
you.
going to be more upset that everybody else is not upset, like, with you or something, or I don't know how to describe it, but that kept happening to me a lot, where it's like, well, I'm trying to fix it or make it better, and then if you're going to keep getting mad or whatever, I don't know what else to do, but I hope that if we care about whatever's going on, that we could just kind of grow. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
I guess, but then there'd be the cases where nobody tries to fix anything. So
that's why it just has to be a great line of communication when it comes to a problem. Like you say, it has to be a great line of communication on how to solve that problem and get the problem solved. If there's no solution, then stop worrying about the shit. You're not gonna be able to fix how somebody feels about you.
I guess by definition, if there's no solution, then there's no problem.
So what the fuck are we worried about? What are you worried about? Like, if you take care, I feel like you take care of yourself. You take care of your own mental health. You take care of your own physical health. You just take care of yourself. I feel like everybody's gonna do the same for you. If you're not gonna allow certain people to come into your life, you're not gonna allow. You see a certain situation, I see how I gotta move now. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But I ain't like I've been in a situation where I've given people the benefit of the doubt.
Life gets more complicated
many times. It does.
We can talk about that another episode, but
that means I'm coming back soon. Whenever y'all invite me back, I'll be back. Part two. But yeah, like shit. Just it's all about the line of communication and y'all figuring and not letting anybody fuck with you. Like you're the only one that can control your life. Yeah. Don't let nobody else control that shit.
Like if it gets to a point where it's like so much where like something else from another, not even your own self, is like bothering you, then it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, well then why? Is what I'm trying to say is like I'll go back and be like, well, why?
Why did it happen? That's you being self-aware.
Yeah, it's like
that's
why
good.
is this bothering me so much? Because sometimes it could depend on who the person is. It could depend on what the situation was. It could depend on your state of mind at that time, what you was going through at that time, whatever. There always has to be a why, but what I personally don't like is like I like to find solutions and then try to grow from those and move on. Like I definitely am like I'm aware of this. I'm not blind to it. I'm not dumb. Whatever. But I'm definitely like a move on. Like fix it, work towards it, or just move on. Like literally, there's nothing else you can do but let it go and then just try. Like I know I'm not perfect, y'all. Never try to say that I am or act like I am, but I do the work on myself, and I'm proud of that. So no, like.
Keep working on yourself.
And we're always going to, the older you get, you're going to keep working.
It's a continuous
You're never going to
cycle.
stop working on yourself. So it's not like you're just done, but there is a point that you come to when you realize, okay, this is who the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've adjusted as much as I want, and I'm going to adjust to a point where it's like, damn, you're not even you no more. Like if you start changing too much, then you're not you. But then you also got to realize there's more than just you around the world. So you got to be aware of that too. So for me, I'm aware of how I talk to people, how I treat people, but I'm very honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't perfect, but I'm very.
Do you want the people here to like take advice?
I don't give a fuck what.
That's what we're doing this for. It's like we're trying to like give out. Well, I know you don't give. Well, hang on. We're trying to give advice, right?
I guess
that's what we're doing, right?
No, because every time we give advice, you say we can't give it. We be like, none of us can give no advice.
Well,
I feel like we just
what we were talking about, yeah.
Anytime I'm talking to y'all, community right here, anytime I'm talking to y'all, you hear this from right here, Lakeita Valon. Anytime she's talking to y'all, it's because I'm talking to you about what I've done. I'm hoping I'm maybe speaking for the community, the people that's like me. I can't really speak for anybody that I don't understand. So I'm not here to tell you about everybody because I ain't everybody.
So earlier when I said, I didn't mean to say tell people something bad about you, but I was trying to bring that up because in the context of telling people the things that you're doing well right now, I think in order to give them proper context, you have to tell them the things that you had to work on.
Where you came from
to get there. And so that's what I wanted to get at. I wasn't trying to like say like, oh, like tell people something bad. Like I didn't mean it like that. I know. I was trying to say like in order to like help the people, we can't just like give advice on like what to do. We have to like kind of like give them context as to like our struggles.
But I guess because if you watch the show and listen or whatever, I've talked about this so many times that I'm not finna keep doing it. But what I will say is that like if you watch the show, you'll see the growth on here too. So go back and subscribe because I'm not here to keep talking about the same shit over and over. What I will
unless
say,
it's hair. Unless it's hair.
yeah, because we black. Everybody we keep bringing on the show is black. We're gonna talk about hair. That's our crown. Queen Meek made a good statement. Like your hair is really your crown. So like, men talk about hair. You got dread. He literally just talked about his hair getting retwisted when he was sitting down. Like, we gonna talk about hair. If you black and we on the show, we gonna talk about hair because it's our crown. Is what our hair is the representation.
It's our antennas.
It is. Like your hair is your crown. My hair is my crown. Your hair is your crown. That's what we do. So we always gonna talk about weave, hair, twist, dread.
And if you bald,
dying,
man. Yo, motherfucking scalp is your crown.
motherfucker. Your bald head is your crown, baby. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I did explain to you guys that this only happened over the past, like, maybe couple years. So, yeah. I mean, just keep working on yourself and figuring out your triggers and figuring out. That's the only advice I can give you. I can't give you my journey because my journey not the same as yours, but I can just tell you that I wasn't always like this, and it took losing friends, exes, took experiences, took triggers, took me to get mad. It took me to motherfucking be on my own too and do without.
Eventually that shit slowly reveals itself. Like,
yeah.
we say, you know, you haven't walked a day in my shoes, and you haven't did that, but slowly but surely that shit reveals itself, and then you'll see why somebody goes so hard, or you see why somebody makes improvements, and you'll see why somebody is just like this. Yeah.
Because let me tell
this
y'all,
human being they trying to be.
When you got your mind on something, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Truth.
I'm so like this shit that we do. I'm so like I'm serious about this shit. So my piece is a part of it. I know I've done the work on myself to know how I can create, and creating is like super important to us. All of us that's sitting right here. So if I'm telling you that this whatever situation is continuously bothering me, and it's pissing me off, or it's making me feel like why the fuck, like I have to let shit go because I can't create.
Yeah.
True shit.
I have to create, and if
that's your happy place.
That means I gotta lose friends. That means I gotta lose family members. Bye.
That's your peace. You don't want nobody fucking with your peace.
And you ain't helping me do shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're not helping
contributing
me
to my peace, or you're not even trying to, if you don't understand my character, and you think that I'm just out here trying to put ill intent on you on purpose or whatever, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means you haven't done your research on me, nigga.
If you're not helping me, then you're against me.
Yeah, goodbye.
You know what I've been tapping into lately?
What?
Being able to channel any emotions into creativity.
Yeah. Do you like?
I used to only be able to create when I was in a good mood.
But now can you create when you're in a bad mood?
I'm getting better to where I can channel anger and sadness and like all those things into a creative thing.
And sometimes that's good for me. Sometimes that's good for music, because then the listener can kind of feel what the hell, like they can feel you. I don't know.
Well, because most
finding
people
your girl
going through, you know,
doing some.
Everybody's always going through something, whether it's like happy, sad, whatever. So all the music, all the stuff is made for somebody in that.
So somebody else can
energy
relate.
Your emotions create is
know?
Fucking enormous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you feel some type of way, any type of emotion, like there's a lot of energy that's involved in that emotion. Yeah. And so we'll be able to take that energy and just like channel it in music, like that's be making some dope shit.
That's the best thing.
Even like with diss tracks, you know, that's how diss tracks come about. I don't feel like you should just try to like not create. But what I'm saying is I'm only gonna dwell on the negative, or I'm not even gonna really try to dwell on it. But if I have to create, the create should be the healing too. What I realize is like people just want to be mad and they want to stay mad, and then when you try to find solutions, they don't give a fuck about the solutions. They just want to show you that they mad, and they want to stay mad, and they want you to be mad with them. And then when you're not, they're like, "Why aren't you mad just like me?" Because I don't got the time.
I don't have the time to be mad right now.
You want me to be upset, and I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't satisfy you with that because that's not who I am.
That's you focusing on my emotions now, and I ain't got time for that bullshit.
Either,
like I can't. I'm never gonna be able.
But do you understand why people feel like that though?
Like what?
Why they want to make you mad and want you to be mad with them?
You understand the irrational thought process of I'm mad, so I want you to be mad too, because there is like a rationality behind it. It doesn't make sense, but there is a rationality.
So you can pull it so that they can so you can be on their level.
Misery love company.
Because on a deep level, especially if it's like maybe like your partner or like somebody close to you, you almost feel like this deep bond. So like whenever they're hurt, like you kind of almost feel hurt. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like an irrational thought process of like, I'm mad, so you should be mad too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really, are we really that close? But it's irrational. That's why I keep saying irrational.
Because they're not.
Yeah, but then it's like, I feel like if both of y'all are mad, then how y'all gonna fix it?
How y'all gonna come about the situation?
Somebody has to be the person. And I know I can only speak for myself. Like I said, I'm only speaking of myself because I can only talk for myself. So yeah, you're gonna hear me say me, I, she, Lakeita. That's what the fuck you're gonna get here because that's the only thing I can talk about.
Mocha Loca.
Yes, but what I realized is like even for a lot of my friends, I have a lot of people who are very emotional around me, and so I can only like cry in front of certain people. I can only do certain things in front of people that I trust with my emotions. Because of the fact that everybody around me is so, not everybody, but there's so many people around me that are so emotional, and then they come to me for the how do I get out of this thing. And so then I be feeling like, well, damn, if I fall into it with you, your ass ain't gonna help me get out of it because you want me to be over there. You know what I'm saying? So somebody gotta want to fix the shit. Somebody gotta want to overcome it, because if we keep going in this loop, it's gonna be a loop of emotion, and we don't get shit done. And we're gonna be wallowing in something 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years past.
It'd be dependent on the thing. It'd be dependent on the thing. Like it'd be dependent on the thing. Like if my mama died, I might need you to just come over here and be sad with me for a little bit.
I'm gonna comfort you. I'm not gonna be sad. I'm not gonna stoop down.
All right, I'm not calling you then when my mama die.
I have to comfort you.
You want somebody to be sad with you. So it's just like
you don't need to be sad, but like
it's just like
who gonna be happy?
You gotta have
mama
sure
died.
When my mama died, don't come over here laughing and smiling and all happy and shit. Whatever.
Of course not. Of course not.
So stupid. If
of course not.
That's awareness. Who the fuck is that dumb?
Who gonna come here?
Get your
unless y'all crack a joke.
Unless
my mama used to do this.
But I'm saying this like on that basis, like so it just depends. Like sometimes like.
I ain't talking about that kind of feeling.
Some type feelings like, I just need somebody to come over here and just kind of like be.
That don't mean I'm sad with you. That means I feel for you and empathize, sympathize, whatever. And I can hold you, I can comfort you, I can be there for you, I can try to make you
not gonna be sad when mama dies?
Feel better.
What's going on right now?
I feel bad, but I'm not gonna. I can't
feel as bad as you.
I can't let that play on my emotions.
Yes.
I can't. Especially when I see you over here sad. I don't want you to be sad. So I'm gonna try to bring you up to my level instead of letting you drag me down.
You can't do that though in certain situations.
You can't.
Yes,
nigga, when somebody.
So what do you do in that situation?
Quiet. You could comfort.
So what do you do?
Comfort, didn't I?
All right. Well, I'm just giving y'all some advice. When somebody's loved one dies, do not.
Why are you telling us this?
Let them not be sad. Let them motherfuckers be sad, man. They should be sad. They love when
they should be sad. That's emotions.
That is emotional. You're trying to wallow in it.
Don't be sad, man.
I don't want to be sad though.
No, but that's like allowing. That's still enabling a type of energy. You could go over there. If somebody, first of all, I know. It's been times where I done cry and sat there and I didn't get it. And I don't expect nobody to feel like that. I just want you to hear me. You don't got to feel sad with me. You just got to empathize and hear me. And I have to know that you actually just give a fuck about what I'm going through. If I care about you, I give a fuck. Your mama died. I ain't going to say to people like, oh, your mama died. You hungry?
What's the right words to say when?
Like, sometimes it's nothing. Once you know that person, you ask. And if you don't know what to do, how can I comfort you? How can I make you? What do you need from me? I don't have no problems asking those type of questions.
If you are not sad about mama dying, get the fuck out of my face and leave me alone.
But what do you need? How can I make you?
About a different type. You is not talking about. I just said sympathize, empathize. Empathize is when you feel with the person. So that's feeling sad. But you want to sit sad for every day while the bills don't get paid. You want to be sad every day while music ain't get mad. You want to be sad every day, can't come to the podcast. Like, shit still keep going around you. So at the end of the day, I'm here to comfort you. I'm going to feel sad for you. But how can I help? How can I? What do you need from me? Do you need to go in the corner and die for a little bit? What do I need to do to keep shit running while you handle whatever that is? Or what do you need from me? Because you just need the comfort. You can't make me feel the same exact way because my mama ain't your mama not my mama. You can feel sad for me all day, but you don't got the same bond with my mama that I got, and I don't got the same bond with your mama, so it hit a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the bond, the way you feel hits different based on your relationship with that person. So hell yeah, I'm gonna be so sad for you. I'm gonna be hell yeah, hell no, his mama died, y'all. But what I'm gonna be trying to do is, my parents taught me life. My daddy passed away.
Taught me life.
My daddy passed away. You know what I'm saying? When my dad passed away, I still went to school the next day. I still did my shit. I still graduated honors. I still did my shit. Because at the end of the day, my daddy would want that
Sounds
from
like
me.
trauma to me.
My daddy would want that
Sound like
from
trauma.
me.
It sounds like a little bit of trauma to me.
Trauma.
Sounds like a little bit of trauma.
Well, for her to keep doing her thing, even though her dad just passed away.
Nah, it was just like the way she said it. It was the way she said it. I still had to go to school the next day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I said I went.
She went. She had that
I was in
option.
college. I could have stayed in and slept.
You think your professor would have kid? Well,
They
yeah.
don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Life,
if
like
you
my
talk
parents
to
taught me
him,
that life, yeah, but life, your people you create, the people you
That's
bond.
not best for everybody, y'all. Don't do that.
The people, if you're okay, if you're strong enough, if you ain't strong enough.
Yeah,
Look, I
not
know
that
weak ass bitch, so do what the fuck y'all want to
A
do.
lot of people aren't
I'm
that
not here.
strong.
I'm so sick and tired of y'all. Go on, do what you gonna do.
Okay.
Do what y'all gonna
Somebody's
you still gonna have finals.
do.
You
Because
you still gonna
everything
have
I'm
all
saying
these
is almost
assignments
like,
due, papers
oh, don't
due.
do this, but it works.
Okay, for some
You could
people.
do
For
that.
some
you could do
people,
this,
yeah,
you could do
everybody's
that. You could do
experience is
whatever
different.
You want to
People.
do whatever you want to do. All I said.
You
to
sounded very matter of fact,
all-
though, so I'm just trying to make sure we're not being matter of fact.
All I said to you guys is find your peace. Stop dwelling on things because you're making your own self upset. He said, let the shit go. He said, deal with it how you have to deal with it, whether it's being sad,
All right,
whether,
bringing it
whether
up.
you lock yourself in a room for a whole day, whatever you have to do, find a goal. You don't got no goals in life or even with your emotions. You just sitting there letting time go by while you feeling mad and sad and hurt and you're not doing nothing about it. And then stop finding other people to blame your shit on. Stop pointing the finger. Stop doing all that shit. Well, because if this person wouldn't ever did this, then I would fix it.
All right, bring it like
It's a
bring
bunch
it
of
like
y'all
she
out there
said.
that's been getting on my nerves.
Like or what? Like he said. He said, deal with it the way you need to deal with it and get past it. So
You have to get past it.
bringing up our Olympian Sha'Carri.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
And that's how you say Sha'Carri Richardson. Bringing her up, she coped with her mom's death by smoking a little weed, and now that it's cost her to be able to run in the Olympics. Well, to run the main event in the Olympics, the 100-meter dash. She still qualifies for relay races and everything because that comes after her suspension. So it's just like, how do y'all feel about her being in that situation and then her dealing with it, or just that statement in general? Deal with the pain the way you need to deal with it. How do y'all feel about that? Given her situation, she's going to the Olympics and she got to run. And she smoked a little weed. Now she's suspended because she dealt with that pain the way she dealt with it.
Yeah, like you said, like y'all said earlier, it's consequences. So it's like, the reason why I just say my parents taught me life is because, hell yeah, I would have loved to not gone to school, but then I would have failed. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to sit in my room and cry. I wish somebody could have comforted me. I wish I could have. There's a lot of things I wish I could have done. But the things you go through in life make you stronger. They're not there to make you weak. They're not there to make you evil. They're not there to turn you into this cold-blooded person. They're there to say, hey, damn, if I overcame this shit, I know I can overcome this shit, whatever it is. And so things in your life happen to make you stronger. They're not supposed to weaken you, but sometimes in that moment, you can get weak. Just know that if you're not thinking rational, then when you are thinking rational, whatever you did when you wasn't thinking, it's going to affect you. So just whatever decisions you make, the only reason why I'm speaking like this is because there are people like me that think like me and it works and we're doing just fine. So there's a whole community of us's out there that however your upbringing, whatever it be, my parents just always was like business first, emotions later, business first, emotions later, and just drilled that in me so much till as I got older, I realized, hey, Lakeita, emotions are okay. Being vulnerable is not a weakness, but you still have to have control of those things because the world not going to stop just because your shit happened. The world don't give a fuck. The world does not give a fuck. You will lose your fucking car if you stop paying that motherfucker, won't you? Yeah. You going to fall out of school if you stop going, don't you? So if that degree is important to you, take a day, take whatever you got to do, but just be mindful that whatever you do to cope with that still affects whatever the fuck going on. So it really is a matter of what's important to you. I know damn well, no matter how y'all feeling, you said if you mad, it still makes you create. Creating is important to y'all. So whatever it is, you're still going to use it as a fuel to still create. So if you're really that passionate, nothing in this life can stop you from something that you really give a fuck about. If that degree is on your mind, if you were so willing to just not go to school, whatever, you wouldn't give a fuck about the degree. Maybe your parents or maybe that feeling was more important than your degree. So you took whatever was more important to you at the time. And then later down the line, you're going to look at me like, damn, you know, I should have finished school, or I should have, whatever, should have, could have, would have.
Yep.
So my parents just taught me, like, stuff going to happen, Lakeita, but the world don't give a fuck about you. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody don't give a fuck about you. So, yeah, my daddy died. You think my teachers gave a fuck? You think they told me I could make up my shit? You think they say, oh, Lakeita, your daddy died, so you want to take our course next year for free? It's on me. They don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They will fail your ass. You stop showing to work, you're going to get fired. You stop doing your shit, you're going to lose your car, your whatever the fuck. So whatever's important to you, do that. If my peace is important to me, so that's why I value it so much, which is why I don't give a fuck. If I address some shit and I said what I had to say and you're not trying to help me work through it, then that's on you. But I don't got no choice but to move on because my peace is more important than sitting here being stressed out about some shit when I got shit to do, because the world not going to stop because I'm feeling sad. And it has never stopped. I felt sad and I've got behind on weeks of work or a week of work, and I feel like, fuck, I couldn't even take a moment to myself. But at the end of the day, that shit's important to me. So I can't stop.
So you're going to do what you need to do to make sure you see it through. Well, so you came this far.
I'll cry. I'll CBD it.
CBD
whatever
it.
y'all got to do. And I know that whatever I do affects it. I've taken days and been like, fuck, man, I literally just took this whole week to cry, and now I'm behind on editing, now I'm behind on the podcast, now I'm behind on the cipher, now I'm behind on it, and the shit still gotta get done. I fucked around and took some time off emotionally, and then my cousin get mad at me for the damn merch and shit. Like, and nobody gives a fuck about how you feel but yourself and the people you care about. And if there's somebody around you trying to help you get that peace, then you have to try to want that peace too. You can't just not want the peace. And all I can tell y'all is what Lakeita gonna always do. I'm here to comfort you. I'm here to understand you. You could tell me the same shit over and over and over. And if it's bothering you, you could always talk to me. I'm never gonna make you stop talking about if your mama died.
Even though she did say, if you do that, she's gonna come to you like, "What are we talking about?" If you keep coming to her the same problem.
No, if it's a problem between something that got something to do with me and you, then we need to find a solution. But if it's a problem and I've already given you a solution, you don't want to have it, then that's just you want to sit there. But if your mama died, you can talk to me how many times you want about how it make you feel, because I understand, because I have a parent that died. So I'm not going to tell you.
I promise I promise someone's going to get back to work, Lakeita.
He missed
I'm
it.
going
to get right back to work. Lakeita going to be like, man, we got this shit to do. We ain't got time for this.
Type in the comments, because he's not listening to what I'm saying.
I've been listening for the last 30 minutes.
That's not what I'm saying. I know how to comfort people, which is why I have a lot of people that come to me for comfort.
Okay.
Shout out to y'all. And y'all know what's up. I would never leave y'all hanging like that, but I'm not going to sit here and let an amazing person be less than, is how I feel. Because people that's in my life, I feel like y'all are fucking awesome. So in my mind, how can I help keep this person like that? Because it's almost like, damn, you saw this person, and then when you see them kind of diminish something, you comfort them, but then if they start letting it take control of their life, you're like, damn, like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm trying, but then at some point when you tried, all you could do, it's not up to you. It's up to that person. And all I could do is just be there and try to witness the greatness whenever you come out of it. But if it starts affecting your life too much, you can't allow nobody to do that.
Just keep going, man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
My dad used to just always tell us about this a lot, and I used to argue that, like, but I'm feeling like this, and the way it makes so much sense now. Then your parents always tell you, one day you're going to thank me. Yeah.
Sure enough.
Like, I can't even hold you. I can't even hold you. I don't know what else.
All right.
My Lord.
That's a great place to end on.
Yeah.
Sorry we didn't get into your Jakari topic, but Lakeita had something she had to get off her chest, so we had to just let her get that off.
We can talk about it next time. It's okay. We can talk about it next time. I mean, I enjoy myself here, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. Talking is always therapeutic for the soul, you know, getting these emotions out, and then also using our experiences to give them to your audience, whoever's watching this platform. So y'all keep doing y'all thing, and I'll see y'all in the future for real.
Definitely.
I'll come back and we can next
Part two.
time.
We never
Next
had
time we're
part
gonna have
two,
a whole. I don't know. We're gonna have a whole party here.
Yeah.
All the turkey leg cut people gonna come over here.
Straight up. Yeah, straight up.
Oh man, 2 hours and some change. One of the longest podcasts we've done.
I honestly thought this was gonna be 45 minutes. Honestly, cause I literally don't be having shit to talk about, and like I'm just like, okay, they'll ask me the questions, and whatever happens just happens, and yeah, it comes out to 2 hours and some change. So
yeah.
The
So and the drinks will do that to you.
Wow.
Wow, what the?
I'm Koala Cool. Thank you again, KāTRÅN, for coming on the show.
Thank y'all for having
Thank
me,
you,
man.
Lakeita, for the motivational speech.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all.
We got fucking Tim Robbins, aka Lakeita Vallon, over here.
Yeah.
Y'all can say
She
what
helped
y'all-
somebody. Somebody got help.
know.
Hopefully somebody got help.
Man, I've
Yeah.
seen my friends and people go through a lot of stuff that they.
All right, well, I appreciate you. Before we get back into another little
Yeah,
spiel.
we can talk about it. Whatever. Get in the comments, y'all, cause y'all know I'm not lying.
Play one of those sound effects again. Nah,
Play one of
you
those
got
sound effects.
it.
We sure didn't.
Oh, okay. It's lit.
No, not that way. Wait, I'll never do that.
It's
one.
It's
close.
cool.
Closing
That's
time.
started off
No
that
one
make
ever
you be
works
like,
that
what
way.
the fuck this about to be? And they go, it lit. Oh.
Dun dun dun. And then he just clap. Oh, he claps. Applause. Applause.
Bye, y'all, for real. We
Yeah.
gotta
Like,
go.
subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Thank y'all.
Catch y'all next time.
Have a blessed one.